Good morning, trader. Let's get this party started.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
What's going on, traders? Welcome to the show. Let's go ahead. Let's start live trading where we do some live trading. We do some Yolo options, swing trades, common stocks, some Bitcoin action, whatever it may be. We do it right here on live trading with Benzinga. So smash that like. Let's get started. Let's go ahead and bring on none other than Ryan Faloona. What's going on, my man? How we doing?
Oh, man, we are doing great. We are fresh off the Thanksgiving break. I am rested, recharged, and ready to go. We got a huge sell-off last week from the variant scare. We're going to talk about that, I'm sure. Kind of gave us a little bit of discount on some stocks, reset everything a little bit. I'm ready to roll.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's bring on Zunaid, the Yolo Master. What's going on, man? How we doing?
Good. Looking to burn some calories later today from all the feasting and all that other good stuff, but I'm excited, man. Like Ryan said, we got a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction, it seems, and we'll see how the market plays out.
All right, like always, guys, let's go ahead, smash that like button. If you guys want to get started, let's see what's going on out there in the world. All right, so let's go ahead and share your charts, guys. Of course, the SPY is getting back above an important level for me. I've been talking about this 463 that we were going sideways on. That's where we broke on Friday. Really gapped down below that. If we can hold this 463.50s on downside right now, I think we're still looking positive in the SPY. So I'll go to the boys now to talk about specific stocks, but definitely the overall market bouncing back today as we see that bounce back from the scare of Omicron.
Yeah. So, all right. So a couple of things here. So obviously the first thing that we're going to watch from this bounce back is going to be Apple, right? Apple had a huge sell-off on Friday. We're bouncing back here. We're about at balance. So we're going to take a look at Apple. A lot of these tech stocks that were hit should bounce back today. Square would be another one that's up in the pre-market a little bit. We'll see if that can regain. AMD was another one that was really hot. That's trading up today, right back to the pre-market highs that I believe were on Friday. So we're going to watch some of these things back bounce back up. As far as the SPY goes, Mitch, I'm glad that you hit on that. I know with the SPY, we're not quite back at where we were, but I expect this to continue. If we find some more resistance around 470, 473, I think that's possible. We'll see what happens with some of the macro talk, but I think that at least today we should continue our bounce. Now, I know there were some people in the chat talking about Moderna. Obviously, the vaccine stocks are going to be on watch today because I believe there was a report this morning that Moderna thinks they can spin an Omicron variant vaccine in 100 days with regulatory stuff set aside. So obviously the regulators are going to have to make their own thing. So we're going to watch these. This might create for some interesting trading opportunities today. And then the other thing that I'm watching is I'm obviously going through my movers tool. So I see there were a couple of people asking here about NRXP. The Why Is It Moving here says NRXP shares are trading higher if the company announced positive data from its study here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I'm probably going to butcher it so bad. So I see the question in here, does Omicron make this relevant again? They also released a PR today indicating efficacy versus REM. So I'm not, this is definitely going to be a trading opportunity today. I can't tell you long-term if this is going to be a viable solution at this point.
Okay, so the chat is loving to hate on the way that I say. Looks like I'm saying Omicron. Looks like I got to say Omicron. So that's what the battle is in the chat. Whichever way it doesn't matter. We're going to trade and try to find some trades off of this. Zunaid, what are you looking out there in the world?
I mean, look, when I first saw it, I almost called it Micron, right? So
it sounds like a transformer. I don't know
Yeah.
about you guys, but it sounds like a transformer to me. I was like,
It does sound like a transformer. There's rumors that they skipped other things that they should have called it for political reasons. So
it's actually interesting. I'd love to know how they name it, how that works, all that stuff. But anyway, you can take a look at my screen here. I honestly don't have idea of what I'm looking at in terms of, usually I have like 5-6 stocks. I've only got a couple here. I've got Apple over 160. As you can see, it's trying to get above there. Tried it a couple of times previous trading day on Friday. Couldn't quite get it done. Looking for it to go ahead and make the move here today. Looking for NVIDIA to possibly get over the 325 level. If it does come down to about the 320, I wouldn't mind grabbing a couple of calls and some shares possibly. And then a Roblox, looking for it to get over 130 and continue its rise. Also looking to see if a firm, or excuse me, that's what it was. I think it was UPST. That was, UPST over 216 area. All these, most of these, except Apple, will depend on if we see any options coming in. So I will absolutely be keeping an eye on that. Because if I see a big money buying in, I'll go ahead and put my little money into work.
All right,
now,
definitely.
the other
What's
thing I
up?
wanted to ask you guys, we haven't touched on it yet. Are any of you guys playing anything for Black Friday, or did you play anything over the weekend? Is Amazon on your radar or anything like that?
Glad you brought that up. I saw that CNBC was talking about how this is the lowest, or there's been no growth in terms of retail buying for Black Friday. So interested to see how retail stocks are doing. If you guys have any in mind, obviously let me know. But yeah, I expected them to take a hit. But that's a good call. I haven't looked at those charts yet.
Yeah,
we could start
go ahead,
taking a
Mitch. I'm
look
sorry.
at some of those. We can start running through some of it. Of course, Amazon was strong, so we'll look to see if it could catch a bounce here. It had gotten all the way up towards 37.62. Now it's back down to 35s here. Let's see if it can get this bounce back up, Amazon. But the one that got hit the hardest it was Best Buy. Look at that gap down. And before this ran straight into this move, the question is, does it come back and fill this gap now that you're back down towards 115s? What are you guys thinking about Best Buy here?
Best Buy, let's see.
Yeah,
I've got so Best Buy a number of years ago. I want to take a little bit of a victory lap here. A number of years ago, Best Buy was sitting in the 20s, and I was like, yeah, I think Best Buy is actually going to rebound. This is a store that's really not going anywhere, even the way technology is changing. My friends told me, oh, no, people just order stuff online now. Nobody wants to go into a Best Buy anymore. Stock was $20. Stock is now $115. So I'm going to take a little bit of a victory lap there. Now, I'm going to say the same thing here. They might be seasonally weak, but if I'm not mistaken, the strongest period for Best Buy is between now and the Super Bowl. So I think that in terms of headlines and sales, you actually might see some really bullish ones between now and the next 3 months. So let's say February. To me, I'm certainly not long this, so I'm not putting my money where my mouth is. But I think that if you're able to find some support here and kind of hold this 115, 110 handle for the next couple of days, I expect us to bounce back to that 120, maybe even 130 range. And I think that could be accelerated if you see any type of headlines or upgrades or anything like that leading into the Christmas season.
All right, so what you guys see in my circles here is I'm drawing the periods right where kind of we're talking about right there, that kind of December time. So it looks like 2 out of the last 3 periods there, it did do that move there. Actually, you could say 3. So this one too. So you could say 3 out of the last 4, it did have a move during this period of time. This is how I look back. I look at the monthlies and I just start circling out what worked, what didn't. This one definitely didn't. I would change this one to be a red one. So that's another way that you can do it on your charts.
Mitch, was that 2018? I can't quite see from your.
This would the year that it struggled was 2015. It did good in 2016. It did good in 2017. It did good in 2019. 2020 was a sideways year, so you can't really call that. I wouldn't call this like something that trend upwards, but that's just because looks to me just like a sideways trend now. But definitely 3 out of 4 here in the last couple of years. And then if you went back, this one's another positive green one. So this would be another positive time that it did it. So
Now,
Best Buy could maybe bounce back here.
Now, Hurt Scrambler, he's saying something that's been prevalent recently in the news. I believe in their last earnings report, Best Buy said that shrink, which is the loss of product due to theft, was higher than normal. As one of the reasons why they didn't meet their earnings expectations, and of course the stock sold off. We know that this is happening. I don't think that this is the only reason why that stock dropped. We know that this is happening. What'll be interesting to see is, do they do anything to curb this? Because I suspect, I don't think that this is necessarily a problem for Best Buy. I think that there are other retailers facing being robbed, and not getting their product back. So the question is going to be, is this going to be addressed at all? Are they going to be compensated? Are they going to be helped out at all? And I think if you get any of that, that might boost the entire sea of retailers, not just Best Buy.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think Best Buy has dealt with this problem before. They'll deal with it again.
Yep.
I can tell you that, at least from Best Buy. When you walk in, what's the first thing you see in a Best Buy?
The security guy. I used to work at a Best Buy.
There's a reason why. There is a reason why they put the security desk right at the door, guys.
Guys, what's going on with Twitter? What's going on with Twitter right now?
Twitter, let's take a look here.
Massive sell-off and then a massive rip.
Ooh, yeah, definitely some news. See if you can news me, Ryan. I'll take a look at the move. I'll call out the daily levels here that we're approaching. We're looking like we're coming back towards a prior support. 53.10 would be the first level, and then I think it could get back past that, test the resistance. You could take that resistance up there towards about 55.15, and then from there it'd be all the way up towards 60. So we'll see what happens kind of on these levels if we can get Twitter to start bouncing back here, but definitely finding some support. Let's see if it was monthly support that it found here. Looks like it was trying to hold the 46.78. So that was a good level that it bounced off of. You see it right here on the daily.
Guys, Jack Dorsey stepping down. Jack Dorsey down as Twitter CEO. Let's go, guys. Jack Dorsey did a terrible job as a CEO. That's it. Let's go right here. Jack Dorsey did a terrible job as the CEO of Twitter. This company should be worth far more. The fact that he is stepping down right now is actually great for long-term Twitter holders. I am not in this long-term. I've wanted to be in this long-term since its IPO. It's been a really, really rough trade. This is great news. There's got to be some more stuff behind this, which obviously we don't know. I don't have any type of track to it. This is a really, really great start. This actually might start a multi-day run in Twitter. This would be something to watch.
I would agree. I'm looking for pullbacks into the 49.50 area. 49.50 is below VWAP is what I want to see. A quick move out the gates and then right back up through 52s. But we might get that quick reaction right here to expand and not come back to those levels. So, of course, like always, determine your own levels there and what you like in Twitter. But definitely going to be in play. Thank you for getting that news for us, Ryan. And where did you find that news?
Benzinga Pro, baby.
You know it.
Benzinga Pro. This was actually before it was in the news feed, by the way. Squawk all over that.
Squawking.
All over that. Our news desk, man, they're pros.
What is the Squawk, Ryan? For those people that don't know what Squawk is.
So the Squawk is a real-time audio feed that's actually built into Benzinga Pro. And what's so cool about it, we're as traders, we spend so much time processing data with our eyes. The Squawk is really great because it allows you to process data with your ears. So you can use an entirely different sense in order to make decisions. And it's really, really helpful, especially if you're like looking at a chart and you're looking at levels of a stock that you then hear on Squawk. You can react in real time faster than any other method. So Squawk for me is really, really important. Squawk, the little anecdote real quick, the Squawk tool, I've used that the most when actually owning a position, right? So a piece of news comes out about a stock that I own. I feel like I'm the first person to be able to react to that if necessary. So yeah, Squawk is real great stuff. Audio feed, you can play it in headphones, you can play it over your speakers. It's really great. It's actually the reason I joined Pro long before I worked here.
All right, so I talked about how 53.10s or 53.15s would be kind of a resistance area. We ran into 53, looks like 53.20s there.
We're
So
up
that
12%.
that was holding right there, that 53.20. So look for that 53.25 for to be the breakout. The next move up, we'll look to see if we get a pullback into the open here. Definitely going to be in play. I wonder if Snap is trading off of this also. Looks like it is. Yep. Look how it's boosting up there. You saw how the volume came in here. So this is relationship playing, guys. So you can take a look at Snap also, maybe even Pinterest moving off of this. Yep, you see the spike. Relationships, guys. It's always good to know relationships and start looking at them to see if maybe they're moving off of some news that couldn't even be related specifically to that stock. It could be more what I call sector news. So it's news in that industry or sector that is making it move here. We'll definitely pay attention.
Yeah, something else to just went ahead and set an alert is on LGVN at the $20 level. It's about 11, 12 bucks away, so it's not going to come down anytime soon. But if it does get to that $20 level, I want to be a part of the party and grab something. You can also possibly grab some here at the 27.50 area, so maybe like 27.80s you get filled, and then below it you go ahead and stop out. If it does give you that entry, that's like the pre-market low twice and also was the low a couple of days ago for trading. So if you like something a little bit more risky, you can go ahead and possibly have an appetite there.
All right. So looks like someone's asking for some learning where you can get some kind of informational pages. Definitely check out Benzinga. If you go there, you'll see tools, you'll see learn. There's a lot of different sectors in benzinga.com that can take you to different learning resources. We have a trading school. There's so much that you guys can do. Definitely reach out to us. Also, if you have some more questions, you can email shows@benzinga.com and we'll definitely forward you to the right people.
Yeah, someone talked about Square. Obviously, with Jack was CEO of both of those companies, so
nice.
You can only imagine that you would go ahead and see a little bit more focus on Square and kind of see improvement on that end.
That's exactly right, Zunaid, and that's what's going on here. So part of the criticism, this is something that I followed for a long time. I've actually got a buddy in private equity who's been involved with Twitter for a long time. One of the things that one of the criticisms is that, well, he's trying to be a CEO of two companies. You can't possibly be good enough if you're the CEO of two. You really have to focus on one. Square was the clear winner. It was obviously doing a much better job. The stock was performing better. The company was facing explosive growth and all of that. So the reaction that you're seeing now is A, they should get a CEO better suited to run Twitter at Twitter, and B, the CEO that's running Square that under this time is now going to be focusing entirely on Square. There's going to be nothing to move the focus away from that. So I think that that's why you're seeing a bullish reaction in both stocks here. I actually think that this is the correct reaction. I think that this is good for both of these names, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, not everyone can be an Elon Musk, you know.
Unfortunately, right?
Even Elon is kind of all over the board.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, the man had Starlink stuff going on, SpaceX, Tesla, Boring Company, whatever other stuff he might heavily be involved in. I'm sure he's not, heavily involved in all of those necessarily, but you get the point.
All right, guys. So I'm going to run through some of the major movers of the day. I got my gappers pulled up, so I'm going to run through it. The biggest gapper of the day is KRYS, Crystal Biotech here, trading up there towards 90. Look at this move. Holy moly, this thing went from like the 40s up there past 100. Definitely a low flow type of stock. Be careful out there. Not a lot of volume in this one, but Crystal Biotech, monster move up there. We'll see if it gets back above 100 today. PTPI, another big move here. We'll see if this one can hold its move. This is kind of more of a penny. I did like the trade that it was kind of setting up here. You can see one attempt to get over that top, two attempt to get over that top, three attempts. Let's see if we can get back above 350 here. So that would be the level that I'd be paying attention to. 350 on upsides. We definitely want to see it hold any downside towards 3. It already held it once there. We want to see it come back on up there. But I will keep this one on our radar. NRXP, a whole bunch of pharmaceuticals kind of making a nice lift. This one, I feel like it already made the move. 1, 2, 3 move. Now has done the pullback, pushed on up. It definitely needs to hold 10. Yeah, it's a nice move if it holds 10 now. It kind of did a move, pull back, and starting to push back again. We just want to see it hold that on a push out. That's NRXP.
Yeah, so a couple of things here real quick.
ahead.
NRXP, that 1065, 1070 level, that looks to be the level, right? That's where it was rejected on that second test back up there on that chart that you were just looking at.
Yeah.
So I think if we clear that out, this actually might move here. One thing to be careful of with these biotechs and these pharmaceutical companies, these can be anything that they want, right? This is just a market reaction. We just talked about KRYS. It's up 120 something percent, closed at 40, I think, last session. Now it's at 91 in the pre-market. Just be careful, right? We've seen a lot of these pull back. So I understand that they can go and double and triple and all that's good. Just they can also do the same thing. If they put in a huge move like this, they can pull back some of that move. Just be careful. Make sure you have a plan for either direction. Biotechs especially, it can be whatever they want. If you're a doctor and you don't understand, or a scientist, and you don't understand exactly what's going on in these studies, just be careful. That's all.
All right, there's a lot of those biotechs I'm seeing on the gappers list today. So if you're looking at some biotechs, it might not be the worst area to at least look for that upside, because I'm seeing, like, I will tell you guys, about 70% of my movers that are above 7% are biotechs. So that shows you something, right? We'll keep a watch out and see what happens there. A couple other stocks that are moving today. LI had deliveries. That's why it's pushing up here in pre-market. So nice deliveries for that. We'll see if NIO can follow, and so can XPEV. So definitely keep those on watch. We'll see if they can continue being strong. They were weak on Friday, but they were strong the last 2 days prior to that. So we're going to see if they can break through those levels. XPEV held perfectly that 50-10. We're going to look for it to break back towards 50-40 here. It's going to be a great bell here. Lots of movement. If you guys got a stock, let me know, and I'll definitely go ahead and get into it. But like we guys just heard, there's the opening bell, and ding, 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 ding. Let's get it started. Let's start doing a little trading action. All right, like always, guys, stay in the battle. I hope you guys call out some big moves, and let me know, guys. Are you entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Let's get into it, guys. The trading action has started. Let's do it. If you guys see a big move, let me know right out the gates. XPEV, nice gap on up there at 930, pushed on up there. Now getting, we'll see if it can continue through 53.50, but looking strong there as we're seeing it push on up. We'll see for pullbacks here. LI is another one to keep on watch. But let's go to Twitter, it's probably the hot stock right now. Pulling back a little bit there. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, on Twitter, if you're going to try to go ahead and play this, you can try to play it on the sorry, I just got an alert. Give me a sec. Damn it. What was it? UPST, I believe. You can go ahead and try to play it on the $50 bounce, but
GOEV popping out of the gate here. Good morning, Judge. My Thanksgiving was good. Hopefully it was for you and your family as well. Good to see you, my man.
You got Apple that's just kind of ticked slightly above 160 now, then it came right back down. If it kind of does it a second time, I would go ahead and grab some calls, possibly the 160 or the 162.50s weeklies, of course. Now it's coming down.
NRXP curling a little bit, looking to go back toward. I got a 1072 as that pre-market high. That 1070, 72 level look to be in play if this can continue to curl back up here. No position. I think this is pretty extended here. This is a risky trade.
I'm going to go ahead and grab some calls here. The 160 paid about $2.03 on Apple. So the ones that I just called out, Apple 160 calls a weekly is paid about $2.03. Low of day break is going to be my out. So pretty much let's just call it a break of 159, hoping for a 160 push.
They love my my voiced bell. Ding, 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 ding. Zunaid's on it, focused in here, guys. We're definitely looking at some stocks. Let me know if you guys see anything making some big moves out the gates.
Yeah, so Twitter came all the way down to $50.31. Didn't quite come down to where I wanted it, but you can see a pop and a little bit of a drop there.
All right, right out the gates, you guys. Energy really pushing on up there. So look for energy to be strong today out the gates. One to keep on watch that I saw was starting to come back. Let me see if it's up today before I even bring it up. It's not doing anything really right now. So keep your eyes on those. You can keep your eyes on some oil plays, but I was watching CEI to see if it was coming back, but it wasn't doing much. Gush, let's see how my leverage type of trade here is doing. It did gap on up, so it's doing the pullback. This is a classic move in Gush. So I would kind of avoid it right now until it does an hourly pullback. Once it does that full hourly pullback, then look for the push on up.
Just want to grab the couple more contracts of the 160 call since it's down here at 159 or near my risk off level. If it bounces back, great. If it doesn't, I go ahead and stop out for maybe 20 to 30 cents, give or take. But you do have some calls coming in, by the way, on TXN. Let me go ahead and pull that up on my side here. Nothing crazy in terms of money size. There we go. Texas Instruments, they're coming in on the 190 calls, paid about $172,000 worth. The 190 calls, they paid $3.50, so keep an eye on that. Let's see.
All right, SPY pulling back here towards that 463.50.
Yeah, SPY pulling.
That 50 is very important for me. I want it to hold. I want it to bounce off that level.
All right, those Apple calls. You're about at break even, but I'm actually in profit because I went ahead and grabbed some here. Remember at $1.84 when it came all the way down. Yep. And the main reason was not because it was a loser at the moment, but because I knew that, hey, this was my risk off level. So I'm risking 20 cents. Upside would be much, much higher than that. Don't have the greatest feeling about it, especially if SPY isn't going to cooperate with us.
Yeah, that was my big thing right there.
Watching to see if Hilton's going to catch a bid here. Of course, with what happened with the coronavirus, you did see a gap down, and then today it gapped up. So it's kind of interesting. A gap down, now a gap up. The question is, does it fill it on the downside or does it push through on the upside, try to get back to 145? It's an interesting play today for Hilton. Marriott also in the same kind of condition, gap down and then a gap up. That's not something that you commonly see. So there's the Marriott chart. There's the Hilton chart. We'll see how these kind of move. But if you can see today, consumer cyclicals is up. If we take a look here at the change from the open, the only things down I have are consumer defensive, real estate, and communication services. Everything else in the green. Energy leading us, basic materials right behind that, and then healthcare right behind there. So definitely one of those days where there is some strong areas. Apparel stores looking strong, lodging and leisure looking strong. Also booking having a good bounce back type of day. RCL having a bounce back type of day, Planet Fitness. A lot of these have these gap down, gap ups. So it's going to be very important the first hour of the trading day to see what we get.
Apple on the dip buy, you're up about 20% on those calls. So I'm going to go ahead and sell that part of it because I want to lock in gains just because I don't know how SPY is going to react. But now Apple is over that 160 level. Went ahead and sold the dip buys here at $2.20. The original position, we're still good to go and see if we get a move towards 160.40. And that's where I'll go ahead and sell another half of the contracts.
All right. So Twitter there, I missed there the 49.50 buy on this red candle right here. I could have gone and got that. That would have been perfect. Literally it went to 49.40s. So if we get back there, I'm going to look to see if I can grab that there to see it come back up through 51 here. We'll see if we can get that. All right, Moderna is being called out. What are the thoughts on Moderna? Let's take a look here. That one was a big push on up. Remember, I actually bought that here live. I just sold it too early. I sold it in the 290s. Now it's up there to 370s. When I first bought this, guys, we bought this down here at the 240s. We could have gotten more than 100 points on this name. So Moderna doing great, pulling back there. I think you're going to get a pullback towards 350 here. I think you're a little extended, but definitely you can see that on the hourly. I would like for her pullbacks to hold to 350s. Right now, it's kind of in this in-between stage where it's pushed on up, but now pulling back.
Yeah, good risk area for Moderna would be right over here in that 359, 358 level as well. You can see it kind of bounced a few times in pre-market already. So if it goes and tests that, not a bad place to come in and get it for your risk reward.
All right,
come on, Apple. Make your
And
move. Come on.
KRYS, that stock we talked about at the beginning here, flirting with 100, broke it for a bit, but under it now. Looks to be retesting in no position in that.
Yeah, a couple tests there to get above 100, and it did look like it wanted to get above those levels. So it's interesting to see what happens here. If it does reject that one more time to get above 100, I would look for maybe a short, but that's a dangerous, dangerous short there.
Yeah, looking at options on KRYS, and yeah, nada. Nope.
Not a zilch.
Not. I mean, they got options, but it's just spready, and I'm not playing that. Come on, Apple. This is why we want to lock in gains when we could. Just helps us with some buffer room while we get some turbulence in the stock. Let's see what PayPal's doing.
All right, there you go, guys. PTPI. I talked about this move setting up pre-market. I talked about how when it went through 350s, it was going to be important. Just pushed through 4. I'm looking for pullbacks to 375s or 376 right now to push on through there 4 again. But this one looks interesting to me. That's PTPI, cheaper stock there.
Oh, man.
PTPI, a great push there. 380, definitely one of the levels there. Huge pop. Looks like 50 cents right through that. Great volume on PTPI too. You know, if this consolidates here, you actually might have another chance at this if it goes to take out the high.
Yeah, I actually love that chart there. That's why I brought it up here before the open. The 3 highs to go through it. We were going to look for it to go through that 375 again. It went through that 375 and strong. Nice VWAP bounce plays here. Look how those VWAP bounced at 350s. They bounced right there at 375s and now pushed on through. I do like this trade. It could get on up there towards 450s. That's the resistance that I can clearly see. And I think you're going to run into some selling above 436. So into the 440s and the 450s, you should see some selling.
Big seller at 420 there on PTPI.
Running into right there. We'll see it how if we can get through that 420. If we do pull back here, we want to pull back. I want to see a 370 pullback and then a lift up through $4 again. What's the other one that I wanted to
We've got Twitter right back to 49.60 there if you wanted to buy some, Mitch.
Which one?
For
Twitter?
the third time. Yep.
Thank you.
Just a heads up on that. Yep. Everything kind of pulling back. So is Apple.
Yeah, Dow's fading here, which might be bringing Apple with it.
Come on. We had a nice thing going.
There goes 420 on PTPI. Boy, that happened fast, folks. Wow. Great volume on this. Problem with this now, at least for me after watching this, is that it feels like it's gone. We're back at 420. Definitely seems to be a battle at that 420 level. Beneath it now. But man, this is wild. This is for all of you cowboys out there. This looks to be the stock so far. Big bidder there at 420 now too. He's getting eaten.
I'm like a little tempted to get in this.
Which one?
PTPI, the one he's talking about.
Yeah. Let me throw yours on. There you go. You got it.
Let me. Yeah, I'm tempted. Damn it. Yep.
See, that's the thing. I don't want to buy those big pops like that, right?
Yeah.
I want to try to buy it on that pullback, and it's moving fast to the downside. So
I'm glad I just brought the chart up. You know, a lot of like trading rooms probably are bringing that one up, but we don't talk about those kind of stocks on pre-market prep. But here, we're definitely going to bring you those stocks.
Yep, we're going to try to trade anything that you guys can actually trade.
If it moves, we'll trade it. All right, Apple.
Seller at 440 right there.
I was trying to get in here.
So that's like the pre-market high. What I'm seeing, right? $4. So let's just. I'm going to go ahead and do this. If we break, I don't want to do it. Never mind. But I was just thinking, if we break $4.50, right? So about 453, I would automatically get filled. But I don't want to mess with it. I just want.
I'm a little annoyed on Twitter, guys. My brokerage wanted to check my password when I hit the buy button.
That's tough.
Oh, good
Ouch.
Lord. It slowed down my buy, and then I just missed my spot on Twitter. So I'll see if I get it here, guys.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's tough. It
And
is
so
what it
one of
is.
the things we're seeing here in PTPI is as this comes back in, you'll eventually see some of the sellers kind of pop in with big offers. And that's one of the things you want to be careful about. If you buy and you're on a push up and then all of a sudden a seller comes in there and loads up, that thing's going to pull right on you as soon as you get inside of that. So just kind of watching, waiting for this to kind of settle out here. Love to see it consolidate around this area before taking out the high.
All right, the SPY playing games with us here at the same level that I talked about in pre-market that was so important for us. You see how it's like right there above here. This is that 463.50s. We're building that nice bottoming action here. So this is a good sign. The question is, do we break this on the downside? We don't want to see this break. We want to see this kind of bottoming action hold here, then get right back up there to 463.75s. If that happens, I could see a nice bullish day for the SPY. Let's see if we get that, or if we get a test back down towards the low here, which is 463.13.
Keeping an eye on XPEV, something that I had a chance to play last week. If it goes, so you can already see I have an alert from last time. If it breaks 55, I would get into some calls. I'm not going to try to front run it right now, but just something to keep an eye on if you're into that type of chart. Over the break of 55, you can see it had trouble last time we played it on Thursday. Apple back over 160. Hallelujah. Come on, Apple. Oh, what was it? What was the other one looking at? PP what? What was it?
PTPI.
All right. All right, I'm going to grab very, very degenerate size here. My stop loss will be below VWAP. Let me go ahead and PTPI. Mainly because I got it as close as I possibly could to $4.
All right, guys, long Twitter here. Long Twitter, 49. Let me see my fill here. 49.55s. All right, so long Twitter here, guys. I had put this circle because I wanted a long in that area. I just got long on this candle, this prior candle right now. We're going to hold towards the low here. We can let it go a couple cents here, but we're going to actually bring this down to 49. 49 is our out on the downside. We're looking for the move back up through 53.10. Let's see if we get that move in Twitter. Get it, Mitch, says James.
Zunaid, did you get into PTPI? Are you waiting for that to hit VWAP? What was the plan?
Yeah, no, so I'm in at PTPI, okay. short size, or small size, excuse me. My stop loss will be at $3.85 break. So I'll just say 380. I absolutely will be out.
All right,
market's pulling here, so be careful.
Yeah, market's cracking down. Remember I talked about how that was an important level. It was bottoming there. Yep. Look how we tested down. We tested hard there. So just be careful, guys. Washouts come in a little bit here, and it could happen. So even though on my Twitter trade, I'm a little careful here because it could wash out this trade here really quickly.
Come on, Apple. All right, this Apple on that. Oh, I'm like tempted to just. Nah. We'll wait it out. But I was tempted to go and cut my loss.
Testing to cut it right now.
And PTPI coming back into the VWAP here. It'll be interesting to see if we bounce off that VWAP. I got a VWAP of 383.
Yeah, I've got that on TradingView as well.
All right, this is where I expect the bounce here. So we need that bounce to happen in Twitter here. Got my chart up so you guys can see that. I'll put up Zunaid's. I think it has Twitter on the left.
Yep, I've got PTPI. Twitter on the left, Apple in the middle, and PTPI on the right. So 3 trades that were all personally. Well, I'm not in the Twitter one, but at least one of us is.
All right, got a tick down there for Twitter. We're going to put a stops on at 48.80s here. Stop is set at 48.80s, guys. If we get hit, we get hit. If not, let it come back on up through 49, and then it should rip on up. Qs bounced so strong. That's what got me excited here, guys. Let me show you guys the Q bounce. Look at that Q bounce there. Look at this, guys. Look at that bounce. Boom.
Come on. Hit
Looked like it was washing. Just went right back to the highs. So the Qs being strong is a good sign for me. I'm looking for them to push on up here and try to take out 400 today. Let's see if this happens here.
I'm about 8 cents away from my Apple first target. Come on. Give it to me. You've got NVIDIA calls coming in, the 350s. Ooh, 350s. Good God.
Oof. Probably got to stop out right here. Yeah, stopped out. Stopped out there, guys. 48.75.
All right, first target on Apple. I went ahead and took some off here. You just saw the ding. $2.40. I'm out.
Boom, boom.
Where was that? Where's it?
Probably recovering, but pulling back also.
ADGI halted to the upside. Nice call there, Deepa. That's a second halt, I believe, today.
Look at where I missed this entry. Come on. Let me see how much they paid on those NVIDIA 350s, because that's insane. Yeah, nothing crazy. All right.
All right, let's do a little sector and industry analysis here. I'm going to take a look. If you guys have anything, just go ahead and interrupt me. All right, so looking here at energy, energy is up 0.39% from the open, 0.23% utilities from the open. Then you get consumer defensives. From there, we start actually getting into the red from the open. And this is why I pay attention from the open versus just the overall change. The overall change has all these in the green still. But from the open, we're actually red real estate, we're red technology, industrials, basic materials. A lot of these giving these pullbacks. So look for these pullbacks to get strong into the next hour. We're about to hit that 10 o'clock. It's an important price, important time for the swings there. So look for maybe some swings to start pushing on up.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab some NVIDIA calls. The 340 is expiring this week. Went ahead and paid $2.30. And this is a straight YOLO, like just whatever if I lose it. 350 calls expiring this week. Went and paid about $1.08. If NVIDIA goes ahead and breaks the 320 level that you see my alert on, that's where I wanted to buy. I will go ahead and cut these, but I am here. The profit target initially will be $324. So $324 will be the initial profit target on these NVIDIA calls. Off the 340s, the 350s will wait for much, much bigger moves since it's a YOLO.
All right, starting to see the Qs push there. I like that look.
PTPI trying to consolidate around 4 here.
Yeah, I like that it didn't break VWAP.
I would look for
wondering if it bounces off VWAP. I'm wondering if I can scalp it off of a VWAP bounce.
Yeah. I'm already in this one, so I'm not too confident, so I'm going to leave it be for me. But Twitter stock is halted pending news, but it looks like we already know the news.
Well, you know, I wonder if that news is going to have any type of secession plan for.
They already have someone, from what I hear.
Well, do we know who it is? Has that released yet? Because that I didn't see yet.
No, who it is, no. But do they have someone? Yes. But yeah, you're right. They haven't released who it is.
All right, so Apple looking strong there. Shows me a good sign. Then I take a look here at the SPY. Coming back. We need to get it back above VWAP. Q's trying to push through. So the Q's might lead us through here. You can see how it tried to get through that 397 there. Let's see it get back on up through there and hold that. And then you could watch for the SPY to get above VWAP at 463 and then 463.50 and then just start pushing through there. Take a look at Apple. Take a look at MSFT, Microsoft, all strong today. Those are the biggest percentage. stocks, right? And so you're going to start seeing, at least from what I've seen, these big names are helping the rally. And when the big names help the rally, we usually get a nice rally. So I'm looking for that continued push right here.
Come on, Apple.
Nice on NVIDIA. That looks to be trading up.
Yeah, NVIDIA's working out. We're about...
One of the things is for sure for semiconductors, they had a nice pullback, right? For a little while there.
Exactly.
And a lot of that was based on inflation and interest. But now you're seeing that push right back in a lot of these names.
I was trying to pay attention to PTPI, and I went ahead and missed taking profits here at that 323.82 level, just basically near that 324, especially because it was near VWAP. So I might pay the price, but you are up about 15-20%.
It was a good day. Really, that trade, at least I'm glad we talked about it before the open. It was a nice one. Especially for day traders. That's like a classic day trader stock.
You've got a bunch of Facebook 360 calls coming in, and also 342.50 calls. Come on. All right, let me switch this back to... All right, maybe I do need that 32-inch monitor after all, because I feel more confident about that idea.
PTPI curling here through that 410. There was a big seller that they took out on PTPI. It's beneath that now, so that might have just been a fake out.
Oh, come on. Don't do this. Don't do it.
PTPI?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that VWAP bounce.
That's kind of what I'm looking for too. I'm not really in any rush to actually buy this yet.
Yeah, I'd be waiting for the VWAP bounce. And I'd actually look for a push towards 375s. I wouldn't even probably get in. Personally, me, I wouldn't get in right at
Well, you
VWAP.
had that VWAP bounce just now, bounced off of the 390s, at least according to what I'm seeing on TradingView. So you got about a 10-15 second move.
Different
What do you have it?
VWAPs.
What do you have it?
I have 383s.
Okay. Yeah, so you missed it by 5 cents from what I'm seeing. Yeah, for me, the yellow line here on TradingView, as you can see, is what VWAP is on the 10-minute.
Maybe one thing I've been thinking about doing with VWAP is doing what's called a percentage filter. So percentage filter would mean that you would have two lines there. You would also have a line on the downside about 1%, so that you can start trying to trade these VWAP trades like maybe 1% lower than the VWAP, trying to get into that area, buy into that area, giving you an area to buy versus in just one number.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that a lot of people do with, like, let's say Bollinger Bands or something like that. So it waits for them to get outside of the Bollinger Band about 1%. Then they're going to reverse trade it back. There's a lot of different trades that you guys can do out there.
QLGN is running like crazy here. It looks like it took out 196 and really popped. Got to be close to a halt here. Got as high as what looks like 239. I got a high print.
I'm going to go ahead and add some more PTPIA just because my stop loss is going to be about 15 cents below. I like it. It could easily fail, don't get me wrong, but I'm in. I'm in some more, I guess I should say.
I like it.
What are you looking for? What's the target?
Target. So that's a great question. The first target for me is going to be $4.39. That's where I've already got my limit set. My stop loss is below. Let me see exactly what it is here on E-Trade. So I've got a stop sell at $3.78.
I got to think that we get a test at VWAP. Now, because it's trading sideways here, the VWAP has actually crept up from 383 to 387 now. So it is moving up here. We're only a couple, 15 cents above it. So,
yep. Get ready for that pullback move. At least I'm looking for it.
While I wait for PTPI to either make me go bankrupt or whatever, you've got NVIDIA making the nice moves towards 325s, approaching 326. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in 1/4 of my size on the 340 calls, up about 25%. So I'm going to lock those gains in. The rest going to continue for a much, much bigger move. And of course, at 350 is probably YOLOing that for the rest of the week until we hit, I don't know, 4%, 400% or something like that.
You're going to get a quick dip here towards my VWAP, which I have at 384, and then a quick scoop. You want to see it back above 4. We'll see if we get that move.
Which stock were you looking at, Mitch?
PTPI also.
PTPI, yeah, same.
I like the hourly pullback towards 376. So if you look at the hourly chart, we just pushed through to look like a breakout there at 450. Now you want it to hold the 376, eventually still getting through on this hourly candle. So we want to, that next candle can't break that 376 on downsides because it would just change the pattern, at least from my look on the hourly chart. So you had that hourly tried to break out, has to hold 3676, then push back up there towards 450s in the next hourly candle. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. We'll see if we get that move, like always. Show indicators. Well, I can show the indicators. I don't mind. I just like this over the top view. If you guys like, we can do this view also. So let us know. We can use that.
Lucid, we definitely went all the way down to $51 and came up. Someone in the chat brought it up. Over 53 would not be a bad idea to go long.
Yeah, it would not be a bad idea to go long. That's the reversal spot. The hourly chart there on Lucid has a lot of kind of resistance here at 53s and support here at 49s. So either way, I think with Lucid, you have to watch here either way. Are we going to hold above 53 and close above 53 and be bullish? Or are we going to crack 50s on the downside and be bearish?
ATXI moving up here. I wouldn't chase this right here. We had a pre-market high. It looks like pre-market high of 172. No, 174. And so it looks like it's going to try to take out 160 here. No position in this. Wouldn't chase it. Feel like we're a bit extended up here.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so let's see what happens with this PTPI here.
Still hanging out around 4.
Mm-hmm.
Decent bid there at 4.
All right, I'm going to show you guys really quickly the SPY trying to get above that level that I keep talking about, this 463.58. It keeps touching it and rejecting it. We want to see a big bar just come out and break up there towards 464. If not, it could break to the downside. Can you talk plug powers? So there you go. They want me to talk plug. I'll get into plug right quick. You guys keep your eyes on that one. Let me know what happens. Plug just pushed on up. Nice little push there, guys. So definitely keep your eyes on this one. It just did kind of that VWAP push. I would look for maybe a VWAP bounce play here, 40 60s or 40 50s, risking down here towards the 40 25s. Hourly chart has kind of a pullback that it's trying to find there at 40s. Not a bad looking chart there at 40s. It did try multiple times to get above 46. Now finding support at 40s, bouncing up there. We'll see if it holds today. Plug powers. You can also take a look at FSIL. How's FSIL trading? Very similar. You see how it very similar move. It almost looks like I have the same chart up when I do plug and FSIL. Almost the same chart. I thought airlines would do better than the pandemic stocks today that people are saying yeah, airlines could have possibly do well, but airlines are just tough business to be in right now. It is
Airlines
bouncing back right now, but definitely a tough business to be in. You know what?
All right, there's PTPI. Sorry, real quick. PTPI went ahead and broke that 420 level and needed to continue its push towards the $4.39. That's where I have my first profit target take. Haven't gotten it there yet, about 16 cents away, but so far we're looking pretty.
No bueno. Didn't come to me. Didn't let me get in her. Wanted to take that at 480s. It didn't go there. So it's Zunaid's trade. Zunaid, take it.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if we get where we want to go.
All right, guys. What's going on out there, guys? If you guys are enjoying us trading here, definitely smash the like. Get it on up there.
God damn it.
Oof. What a turnaround right there.
Oh yeah. Went
That's a
ahead and
hard
bounced right
candle.
off of the If it
Hard candle there to get into and see it do that move there. It's tough. That candle just really just swiped down there. I'm gonna put my charts up there so you guys can focus in.
You think
Let
you think other
Zunaid
people were
focus.
watching that VWAP?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think so, because that candle, as soon as that candle started to sell, it went right through that level. So I think pretty much everyone else was watching that same.
All right, I just got in, guys. I got in. I took a shot there. So I just got in there at 383s.
I'm gonna be
On PTPI?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it bounced off of the what's this level? What's that?
Yeah, I'm gonna take some
13?
too there. 387 for me.
I'll join you guys. Smaller size because I'm annoyed at life now.
370s is going to be my out on the downside, guys.
All right, I think this might be the first time we're all in the same trade. Let's see how it works out.
The pressure's on, guys. We're feeling it.
If it works, hey, great job by Ryan and I. If it doesn't, Mitch, you got to do better.
Right? You guys got to blame it on me, right? Since I started the herd.
This one, I mean, the risk here is about 13 cents or so. So it's not, even if it doesn't work out, it's a risk.
This is when we throw up the disclaimer. All content is for informational purposes only, guys, not for investment advice here. But definitely, we took a shot. Why not? I took a shot there. It was based off the VWAP. I thought they would get a quick washout to 375s. That's what we got. So I'm holding underneath that 375. The low was 369. We'll see if it kind of get that push back up there through 425s. That's what I need to see. If it even slows down there at 425, I'm going to sell it. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to put it full screen for us here. Bring us down to the bottom. Let's see if we get it. Guys, what's going on out there? Do we get the rocket? Do we get it? Dun, dun. Look, guys. I'm going to squeeze the orange. Maybe it'll work for me. Squeeze that orange. Squeeze that orange. Squeeze it. Squeezy. Can we get a little squeezy here?
We had Michael in the chat asking us what is PT profit target on PT? We don't know what they're asking. Never mind.
Yeah.
PE ratio's low.
Yeah, I reset my PTPI, so I got faked out. I actually my buy was 387. It looked like it was going to come back through there, so I took it off at 391 for 4 cents, but it didn't. It ended up not breaking it to the downside. So now I'm out and I'm stuck waiting for another pullback here to reload, because I think we eventually go above 4. Might actually play the 4 break here again.
All right, guys, so I'm looking for that break through the resistance. The resistance is going to run into at 410s is where I want to see buyers step up and get it through the levels.
Yeah, see that bidder at 390. That bidder at 390 is probably who I sold to when it looked like it was going to come back. Big volume stick here again, though. Wouldn't be surprised. I don't think this is over. Not to say that it's going to set a new daily high here, but I don't think this is over. And here now we're below my buy price. This is where I was trying to avoid. I didn't want to let this trade go red here.
Yeah, that happens. You know, one of the things is we always got to understand the risk here and try to stick towards the risk. I feel the pressures sometimes will get to you in these trades. If you're feeling the pressures maybe getting to you, maybe it's a sizing thing. You know, one of the things is like right now I'm in this trade with very little sizing, guys. I got like 100 shares.
Yeah, I was trading 1,000 share lot there. So
yeah, you see the difference there in emotion, right, guys? So 1,000 shares versus 100 shares. For me, you know, tick down here is $10-12.
Yep.
For Ryan, that's $120.
Yeah. So that was the thing. Each tick, when you have 1,000 share, each 1 cent tick is $10. So what happened is I got in at 387, felt like a little bit of a chase. You guys the VWAP was what, 384, I think at the time. So I'm 3 cents over the VWAP. It looked like it was going to pop up and it started to feel a little heavy. I didn't think the pop was going to continue. So I said, you know, I think it's going to fall back here and I might be able to add. So I cut it at 4 cents profit. Is what, $40? Really nothing great. It dropped beneath that And now I'm looking to set it up again. So here we are. We're now 10 cents, 11, 12 cents beneath where I bought it. If I had stayed in here, I'd been in more trouble now. Now I'm actually looking to reset. So it's all about how you're actually mitigating your risk. To Mitch's point, position size has a lot to do with that and how you're actually dealing with that risk. Now that I've got a $40 profit buffer, maybe I have a couple of more cents if I trade another 1,000 share lot here.
All right.
Now we're just below VWAP. Sorry.
Yep. Going to look to see this hold 375s. That's what I would really want to see here. At this point, it's touched that level before. And why is that an important level? It's an important level because it's an important level on the hourly chart for me here. That pullback towards 375. I talked about it. How I wanted to see that hourly hold that and then come back through 450 in the hour. We're at 10:08 here. We just started that candle. We don't want to see that break that level. I like the 5-minute chart. You see how we're getting towards kind of the same looking charts here. Let's see if we can get back above these levels and hold 375s on pullbacks. We'll see if we get that. If it breaks on 370 on the downside, I'll get out.
My VWAP, at least through my broker here, is 389 now. So that last push up.
Yep, I have 386. So that's just to show you guys how VWAP. The reason why it's different is because how's VWAP calculated, right? It's calculated with volume and price action. So each platform is trying to take that calculation in real time. That's why that's why you're seeing different prices.
And the other thing is about volume, right? So if it doesn't detect volume going through there or whatever, I don't know the specifics of it, but it's clearly, volume can differ, and I mean maybe not the overall number, but how the volume is actually being recorded in real time. And yeah, I see Daniel here. Twitter board is settled on a successor per Reuters, but the stock is still halted. Yeah, I would think that they would open this a little bit quicker. Stock that big, we kind of already know the news. I guess we don't know the who on the other end of it, but it just seems like that would already be open.
Who are you? Who?
Classic right there.
Hey, I know my classic rock. I got that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Got to. This is the only way, man. Let's keep it going, guys. Smash that like if you guys are enjoying us. It's 10:10 here, so I'm gonna do a little wish time, guys. Smash that like. Let's keep it going. Let's see the wish here. Like on up. We'll see. Hey, 10:10. Can PTPI go up here? We'll see what happens. Smash that like, guys. Get it on up.
Yeah, NVIDIA trying to break that 326 level. Patiently waiting for this. Already had locked in 1/4 around the 325s, but waiting for that 326 push. And obviously Apple still hanging around. Not really doing much. Waiting for that 160.50 break.
All right, guys, the Q's starting to push there. That's what I wanted to see. Remember, I talked about this level, right, that I said I wanted to see a push towards 400. We got that pushed up. It held sideways 397 there. Now we're starting to get that push towards the 400 here. Let's see. The next level up for me is 398.40s. Let's see if we get this move, a dollar point up here from here. Let's see if we get that lift in the Q's. Let's see the SPY. Can the SPY reverse back above that level in pre-market that we talked about? We talked about this level the whole time, this 463.58. Do you see how it's been holding multiple times there? Every time it gets to that level, it rejects there. Let's see if we get some strength now to get on up here and get us to the 464s. That's where we want to see the SPY get on up there, and then we'll have that nice bullish push. All right, guys, if you guys ever want to join us here on live trading, if you guys make a nice trade or just want to talk about your strategy, it's been working lately, definitely hit us up, Mitch@benzinga.com. I'll bring you on the show. Later today, we might have some traders joining us. I did do a little reach outs. We'll see if we can get some traders on here and, just talk some trading.
The community is what it's all about, man.
Definitely, guys. Definitely.
Don't try to go after it by yourself.
Let's keep going. Let's see what we get on this move from the SPY. Do we get that next rip on up? I'm going back to PTPI. Looks like we just got that dip below 375s. It went to 372. We're still in, guys, because we put that stop at 370. Now we're starting to get that lift to 390s. I could add here and try to hold break even on the rest, but I'm just going to let the trade work here. Let's see if we get this ride up through 4. You guys called this trade pre-market before we took this trade. We watched all this action, rejoined the action. Let's see what happens here.
Big size at 4 there. I think if it takes it, it pops for sure.
Let's see what happens.
I'm in again at 398 here.
It's going to be a tight trade here, guys. Like always, just stick to your levels. Understand
See if it breaks
what's
4.
your risk. Elite Trading, what's going on, man? You enjoying it out there? James, it's good to see everybody trading in the chat. I'm going to call out some names. I always love to see you guys active in the chat. If you guys don't trade with us in the chat, stay active. Say hello. If you're new to the show, say hello. I love to see you guys in the chat. Even Jay Rice. Jay, I know you don't love me all the time, but guess what? I still love you, Jay. Keep it going, man. Keep battling out there. Hertz, Richard, Jim, Buffalo by Bicycle, RM, James, Maddie, Miss White.
Here's 4 again, guys.
Let's see what happens out here. John, what's going on out there? I saw Matty Ice actually on Benzinga Live, so I can tell you right now, give me some of that guy. I want some Matty Ice. Richard, Alex Sanchez, what's going on out there, guys? Pete Jr. Hope you guys are enjoying the trading day. That in the house, NY Lens.
Yeah,
What's
couldn't
up,
quite
guys?
break 4. Still trying though. Still in it.
Yeah, it is definitely still trying. I mean, this is crazy.
Okay, so I get a little bit of a rule here going. Okay, so one of the things is, what do we got here, right? So we got 1 action to break through, 2 actions to break through. We don't want to see this third action. Third action, more than likely, is going to break it on the downside. So from here on out, I would actually, you could, from my trading, and this is my understanding, guys. So sometimes I would even move my break even here to VWAP because I don't want to see it break VWAP one more time. I want it to hold VWAP from here on out. That would be 386. So you could shift to your stop to, let's say, this low. 372.
Here's 4. Here's 4.
Couple cents, but we'll see what happens.
Boom.
Here.
Boom. Out. Boom.
Great fucking trade, pal. Oops.
That's tough, though. I mean, I'll be honest. Those are just little scalps.
What was that, Zunaid? Good thing we don't have rewinds there, but I'll give you. I'll do what that is. That's what we call a money drop here on live trading with Benzinga. Get that money. Ooh, if only I could pick it up like, you know, like those game shows where you're stuck in the room and they just throw money at you. I would just throw it all around, guys. See what happens out there.
Another big bidder at 412 there, it looked like. Or big offer, excuse me, ask.
All right, guys. I'm still long this, guys. I know that you guys heard Dumb get out, but I'm still long this. Let's see if we get this next leg up.
And Mitch, that's a really good that's a really good demonstration of why having different size can change the way that you trade your plan, right? You're in this, you have a very specific stop, you have a very specific upside target, and now you're using some of these mile markers along the way to tell you if your plan is still intact or if you need to actually reformulate and go back. So that's a lot harder to do as you size into these. And remember, you know, at this particular thing, I was looking for that wall to fall. I was looking for maybe 5 to 6 cents. It looks like we got 7 out of that. Back here below 4, we'll right through again. So the battle is clearly going on around on the stock right around the 4 level.
You're completely right at that point. And so at this point, we don't want it to break VWAP on the downside. It could tick there, maybe go to 80s, but it shouldn't go to 75 anymore. So I'm actually going to go already and put the stop at 75. It's a stop limit. So I do want to call that out, that I don't put the immediate stop. I put stop limits there. Whenever you start dealing with more sizing and higher size count, I definitely recommend stop limits versus stops, because at least you know the price that you're taking. Now, what I usually do is I'll put the stop, like I have a trigger at 375, but the stop is really placed at 370. It gives me 5 cents buffer for when the trigger hits to turn into a limit and get me out.
And guys, real quick, I see Alex and Ron in the chat. ISPC looks like that took out your spot, your earlier high at about 16, 17. We're up here at about 19 now.
Let's
So
take
if
a
you
look.
took
What was that? That was ISPC.
ISPC, Indigo, Sandy, Papa, Charlie.
Yeah, that's actually traded on Friday up because
Yep.
of COVID news. So now you're
Yep.
seeing that COVID news really come into play here. It did halt, come out of that halt, pushed on up there. Let's see if we come back to those levels. 18 on pullbacks and then push back through 19 is what I'd be looking for. Maybe a risk towards 765 or 750, but this one's a runner. So be careful out there, guys. All right, so next one up, Eddie giving us a nice super sticker. We appreciate the super sticker. I'll even do a little confetti.
Hey, confetti.
A little confetti for everyone. No worries, we're not Robin Hood here. Let's keep going. XLC, let's take a look here. XLC, all right, so looks like you're holding multiple bottom actions here. So at least from my really quickly analysis on the 1 minute, I can see bottom here, and then you tried to break down here, now starting to get back above that VWAP. That's actually a good level, right? So maybe even call this one, and this is the fourth one. So if it's the fourth one, we would expect a reversal from those levels. We don't want it to break from that push out right there. So 77.66 on downside. Now let's take a look here at the hourly. What do we see on the hourly? So in the hourly, you can kind of draw this kind of trend line that it's been trying to get out of from this fall that it did here. So it's been trying to get out here into, let's say, the 78.29 area. I would want to see the stock up here to really start saying that it's reversing the trend. So 78.50, a close up here would get me that look that, okay, now we're starting to get out of that trend, because you get above that trend line and you get to hold it above it. So let's see if we get into that area here. If not, it could test down here towards the low again, 77.17. So just be careful there. It's definitely trying to find that bounce, but communication services haven't done that great. What's in communication services here? So let's take a look here at some of those stocks that are trading here. I can kind of get this list for us here. So Live Nation, Twitter up. So that's why you're seeing this up too. So Google up, Facebook up. So a lot of these are starting to point toward the upside and a nice bounce here. Look for Dish to kind of get on up there too. But definitely keep your eyes on a lot of these names. If you want to know how the ETF is performing, look how these are advancing and declining. So you're going to look at what's called the breadth. So I'm going to give you your $5 worth right here. So what you want to see is how many of these names in XLC are going up and how many are going down. Then the next thing you want to see is when XLC rallies, which are those stocks that are carrying the rally. That's going to show you that maybe those are the stocks that you want to pay attention to. If they can continue their uptrend, you can stay in XLC. Just taking a look at it. Like always, when you look at ETFs, you need to take a look at the basket. Take a look at what's advancing, what's declining, what runs with the market, what doesn't. There's a lot that goes in there, but
that's what I was going to say, Mitch. After you look at the performance of the ETF, look at the underlyings and see what's going on.
Exactly.
Real quick though, I want everyone to put their hands together, their chicken wing loving hands together for Ron. Ron, awesome trade. ISPC in at 15, out at 19.50. You did that. If we take a look at here, I got the thing pulled up on the chart here, Mitch. If you want to pull my screen up real quick,
you're up.
This is an awesome trade, Ron. The reason that I want to highlight this here is because you pretty much played this perfectly, right? So right out of the open, I don't know when you bought it, but I'm gonna guess by looking at the chart here. Well done, man. This comes out, sets a high around 16, comes back into the 1450 level, and then kind of trades sideways around 15. It pushes above it, comes back beneath it, then regains it again, and then it really starts to take off. And when it really starts to take off is when that volume starts to expand, right? So it comes right off of 15, pushes through let's get on this candle here, pushes through 16 on this candle, and then it's off to the races. We got a halt in there. We're higher. Awesome trade, Ron. Congratulations. Keep that up. This is why we do this here. We were talking about this. None of us on the desk here took this trade, but Ron did, and he was rewarded handsomely for it.
Hey, congrats on the profits, man.
PTPI PTPI there, guys, definitely stopping me out there on that turnaround there. Didn't get through 4 again, and that gave you the sign that it was the weakness. That's why I like to get out there on the VWAP there, and you can see how definitely when it got to that VWAP, it started getting really, really down there on the downside. So, hey, that's what you guys got to control it. Always understand the risk and the down crack levels. Also, the SPY breaking down here, so just be careful. We never got back above those levels and held here. The SPY could start breaking down here.
And you know, looking at that PTPI pull there, that's why my hand is on the trigger when I have a bigger position like 1,000 shares. I don't want to be in that thing when it pulls from 4 to 350. I'm going to be down $500 in the blink of an eye. So the way that I protect myself is I'm looking at these levels, I'm looking at the time in sales, I'm looking at the order book, and I'm saying, you know, when we were taking that trade live right around 4, the momentum looked like it was going to take 4 out. That was the play. If it takes 4 out and goes to 407 or whatever, and I take my gains and I'm out, great. If it goes to 420 or 430, that's something I just have to live with. What I don't want to be in for is when my capital gets destroyed on a pull like that. Much easier to have those levels when you size appropriately, like Mitch did.
Definitely, and one of the things is, you guys know, I pushed my stop up a little bit there. It actually helped me. I got out there at the 375 mark versus getting down there towards the 360s. So I lost 8 cents on the trade. I'll take it.
Yeah, see, that's how you keep your losses small, because eventually one of those things is going to go bananas, and you're going to be in it because of your risk discipline.
If it would have gone through 450s,
exactly.
We'll definitely be in it. So the SPY just put in a strong candle for us. Guys, I'm really going to watch this bottom hold here. We don't want it to test back down towards this bottom. I want it to hold 463.21s now on any pullback. That's a nice bullish engulfing candle. Now let's get it up there towards 463s and start showing what's called an advancing line here. So you want to see 3 big green candles start up here. Let's see if we can get those candles to start up.
We grow stronger together, Zinger Nation. Born, I can't tell you how true that actually is. Thank you for saying it. Awesome stuff, my man. Awesome stuff. And real quick, while we're talking about different plays here, BFRI. Of course, BFRI looked like we had offering news this morning, right?
Yep.
Ooh, it just halted.
So not only did we have that offering at $5.25 a share, but look what happened, right? We sold off. We held. What is that level that we held? What's that double bottom intraday level that we held right there?
I got you.
A little bit beneath that. There you go, right there.
So
we held, what is that, 650?
636, 630s. You could say.
Okay, so we held above the offering price. Volume started to pour in, and now we're halted to the upside on a circuit breaker after an offering. So you do the calculus there. I can't tell you where this is going to go next, but what I can tell you is that there are a bunch of eyeballs on this stock. So there's going to be another trade here at some point. We'll see.
I can see it opening above 820s. Watch. I think I have a feeling it's going to open up here by the VWAP.
That's a no trade for me then. If it gaps that high, I can't possibly chase it at the VWAP level.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a fast mover there, guys. So definitely keep your eyes on that. We'll see what happens here. Let me take a look at the sectors. I'll put it to the side here. Let me close this. So it looks like energy is starting to come back down. Remember, it was really high at the beginning of the day. Look at this. So you see how that pullback happened? Push out the gates, but then it pulled all of that gain right back. Utilities is holding the gains. Every time it gets to the bounce, it bounces and holds there. Consumer defensives also held there pretty well, but it's actually on a downtrend recently. So you don't want to be kind of jumping into these until you see a lot of strength. So to me, consumer defensives are no touch.
BFRI open?
All right, let's go. Let's see it.
It did not open at the VWAP. It traded up to the VWAP. It's above the VWAP now. Wow, this is just crazy. 804 is my VWAP.
Open at 8 and went up there to 820s, right to that level.
It did. It went right to that level and came back in. And see, this is so we had talked about this wanting to move quickly. You know, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
There it is.
It's a hard trade, though. I'll tell you that.
It is very, very hard. Very, very hard.
When it jumped up there, you got to be careful with hotkeys on a stock like this, because the spread jumped 20 cents there for a second. 20 cents for a stock that's at $8 is a huge spread.
And real quick, Alex, thank you for the assist there. ISPC second upside halt here at 23.64. So we got all types of action going on.
Halt's going all around, guys. Do I got to bring my multi-chart up? I think I might have to. Normally don't even use that chart, but
market's pulling again. We got all types of things going on. We got all this. This is an exciting morning. I'm not going to lie. This is Monday after Thanksgiving. We got a lot of excitement here. The Twitter that's still halted, by the way. Twitter's still halted.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I have a feeling when it comes out of that halt, it's going to be a mover. So I'm going to keep it on watch for us. ISPC is also one of our top movers, and then BFRI. All right, so here you go, guys. I'm going to put up a different screen for us. That way we can at least stay with all these names. You guys will get my 4 screen that's at the top here. 4 charts. 4 charts. I'll put it on the 1 minute here so that we could definitely keep on watch. Since Twitter and the SPY are not the biggest focus, I'm going to put them a little smaller here to the right-hand side, and we'll do the major charts here on the left. Let me know if you guys like this look. If you guys don't like it, I can change it, or I can kind of go to a look that we just had.
And real quick, while we're waiting for all this to shake out, I want to address the side conversation that's going on about trading stocks with very low accounts. There was someone that said, if you only have $1,000, invest it in an index and then read books to kind of better your skills. That's actually really good advice. The lower the amount that you have to start, if you immediately dive into day trading, the good way or the good bet is that you're probably going to lose that. I've been asked a lot of times, hey, Ryan, what's the quickest way to make or to get $1 million in your account trading? And the answer is start with 3 million. If you start with 3 million, you'll be down to $1 million in a heartbeat, and you'll be good to go. The reality is that this job humbles people, and you're going to have to learn how to take losses before you're able to actually make some money. So, studying, reading, understanding fundamentals. Don't jump right into day trading. It's a good way to get chopped up and donate all your money.
Yeah, one of the things that I like is that I always talk about is first start trying to learn different areas, because the stock market is not just a one book kind of thing. If it was just one book, I'd tell you to go read that book and you're all set. But the truth is that you're going to get many different perspectives about trading. So the first thing you need to do, I think, is start at the basics. Fundamentals. Understand a little bit about PE ratios. Understand what book share value even means. Understand why earnings per share matter and the multiples. Understand that relationship. Then keep it simple. You don't have to go crazy, I think, in fundamentals unless you want to be a value investor. Then move on to technicals. Start learning some technicals. Start learning how you can match things, because I think at first, too many people try to focus only on the technicals. They don't even care about the companies. So they don't even know if a company is a good company or a bad one.
Yeah. And what happens to that point, Mitch, what happens is that if you start with technicals, for example, and you see all these different chart formations, when you actually go look at the real market, you're going to see a lot of those same formations, and you're going to see other formations. You're going to try to fit things to what you know. But the reality is there might be underlying reasons as to why those stocks are moving. Mitch hit on some of them. Fundamentals. What is earnings per share? What does that actually mean for the company? What is the company doing? Understand. I mean, BFRI is a company that just did an offering today. It looked like $5.25, and the stock is ripping now at $8.25. So, I mean, it's important to kind of understand all of these things. Not all of them mean the same thing, right? So a stock that does an offering isn't necessarily going to have the same reaction that we're seeing here in the market. And understanding that and watching that is going to be very, very important. If you start, you should always be a lifelong learner. We had James in here saying, I've never been forced to be more humble in my life. Always be a student and never think that you know everything. That is the biggest words of wisdom in that sentence or in that comment right there, are always be a student. These things change. The market changes. It's dynamic. If you don't change with it, you're going to get chopped up.
All right, guys, SPY breaking on the downside. Not what we wanted to see there. It did break down that level there. I want to see if it recovers here, but definitely looking like it's coming down to the downside. We need a recovery of 463s. If not, it looks like we're heading on the downside there. It looks like we got another halt there in ISPC.
Yep.
It just shot up there, right back to another halt. Now, one thing to note is this is the third halt of the day for ISPC. And at least from my data, after the third halt, you got to be careful. A lot of times you could get a halt on the downside after that. Doesn't guarantee it, but at least from my data, the percentages point that this is the move, and it just put it in. There's another thing that gives you that sign also. It's the Elliott waves. So Elliott waves gives you 3 waves in the 5-wave sequence. So the sequence here would be that first move on up there towards 1775, then a hold in the halt, then it pushes on up. You get a second move there, which is that move on up there towards 2141s, and then you get that halt right there. Now you got in a third move on up towards that push. This is that 5th wave. I just don't see it going too far past this. But if you guys want to stay in it, it's always up to you at this level. For me, 25 is definitely on pullbacks, and we'll see if it can hold that here. It's been a monster, and now up there towards 2640s.
SPY continues to pull here. Dow continues to pull. Just be careful out there. One of the reasons why we're watching all of these, by the way, is while we're trading, is because this can the sentiment of the overall market can affect some of these trades. A perfect example, and I don't mean to put you on the spot here, Zunaid, but your Apple trade was doing really, really well. As soon as the market started to sink, it brought Apple with it, and it's important to understand that relationship. If you get tunnel vision and you're just zooming in on Apple, you might be faked out by some of the back and forth price action. Now, when you kind of look at this and you look at it against the backdrop of the SPY, maybe it looks sense. Maybe it makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also impacted the NVIDIA trade. So yeah, no, absolutely. That'll definitely be impacted for sure. No question about it.
And you can use those things to your advantage, right? You know, if your plan is a swing trade, I think it's going to be very important to stick to your plan. Hopefully you've done quality research on why you're taking that trade. If your plan is a day trade, then you already have a short-term plan, profit target, all of that. And if the market changes, if the environment you're in changes in front of you, you might also have to change. And so it's going to be important to monitor some of those different inputs. That's why we shout those out all the time. Have any of us taken a market trade? I don't think so, right? You guys haven't traded SPY calls or anything.
Not today, no.
Nope. But not. I'm saying.
Oh, like in general.
We talk about the SPY a lot.
We typically. I usually don't. The only time I will is on like same day expirations, maybe the last hour or so.
Mm-hmm. But we look at those every day because they factor into the other plays that we're making.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
Yep. No problem.
You've got roadblocks.
Sorry. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I was going to say, Shelly's saying SPY go down faster. Right when you said that, it looks like it started bouncing. I bought my.
Yeah, we've got the firepower to pump SPY, so no question about that. Roadblocks breaking through the 125. I don't have a position in this, but it was kind of flagging just a bit on the 5-minute, just consolidating here, and you can see it now kind of breaking out. Wish I got in a little bit quicker, but now it's already made a little bit of a move to where I don't feel comfortable paying that type of premium, but definitely would not be surprised to see this inch its way towards the 126.80 level. So it's pretty much 127.
Richard saying growth stocks are showing relative strength versus the indexes. That would be an interesting dynamic, at least today. GOEV through 13 here, man. ISPC still halted. GOEV through 13. I'll tell you what, that daily chart is gorgeous. We're actually above the standard deviation channel as well on the daily. That standard deviation channel was 1267. So we actually took that out today. That probably induced more buyers. That would be my guess.
Come on, market, participate with us a little bit to the long side. But it is looking to test those lows. And if it breaks 460 would be a nice area to kind of
WK Harris, I'm up 294% on my GOEV calls. Good job, my man. I'm not sure what calls you're in, but congratulations. Whatever you did there, you traded that well, my man. Good stuff.
Nice trade there. GOEV pushing on up there towards 13.
Yep. Just took 13 out.
With that one to watch, I would put GGPI on watch also. It did have a nice pop. Let's see if it pops again. above 14s today.
Now, that little pop that we got back in the SPY, we've already given that back up. SPY with the lows, Apple hammering the lows. So
Yep.
there we go.
I talked about how I wanted it to reclaim 463. It went to it, but quickly did not hold it. It went to 463.09 and then washed right back down. BFRI is just holding that VWAP really well there. That one's a hard one to take there. I couldn't go after that trade.
YCBD on the 2 level. Wonder if it takes this out. No, that's the second time it's pressed 2. Not able to do it. Going for a third time. This kind of reminds me of our PTPI trade. YCBD. I am not in it.
All right. Be careful with that ISPC. Is starting to turn around there a little bit there. Putting my whole chart up here. Let's put it up. It pulled back a little bit out that gate. It pushed on up there to 27, now pulled back there towards 24, towards the prior low, cut that, and now rallying back up. Let's see if it gets back through that halted area. That's the important price point for me, the exact halted area. So you see how it went right there towards literally that level, 2640. It goes to that high, and it washes it right back down. Reason why that's important, because that's a halted area. That's probably where a lot of traders got in right before the halt. Some people see the halt coming and you start seeing the tape slow down. You still got like a millisecond. If you hit that buy, you might get in. Yep. So some people buy that specific spot, 2640. That's why you're seeing it hold here right now. Let's see if it can hold 24 on that downside. I wouldn't want to cut through that again. I'd want it to cut through that 2640 on the upside.
YCBD through 2 now? We'll see if it can actually clear out this area here.
Yeah, let's see what happens. All right, PTPI is just playing games with people down there by that 374. It's still holding on a little bit. Did break down towards 360. It's trying to reclaim VWAP there. We'll see if it reclaims it or not. It needs to get back towards 390 and $4. If not, that could break down on the downside and go down towards 3. So we're testing that 24 that I think is so important right now. Let's see if it holds it there or if it comes back up towards 2640 here. All right, what's going on out there, traders? What is moving on? What is going? Let's see what happens.
Things are just kind of like going back and forth. I mean, within range, there's no real breakout. There's no real breakdown.
Chop, chop.
You know what? That's a good call, Zunaid, because it's not easy to trade in that environment. And sometimes the right answer is no trade. That's why some of the times you'll see me on here, Zunaid, you'll have 3 or 4 trades on and I'll have nothing because I feel like I'm just behind on it. And the last thing that I want to do is really compound my problem and make things worse.
I just got notice that my uncle is actually going to go ahead and be the CEO of Twitter. Parag Agarwal is going to be the CEO of Twitter.
Is he really your uncle, or are you just saying that because of the Indian name? Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying it because he's Indian.
Okay, I mean.
But hey, I mean, you had the Pepsi CEO, which I believe is an Indian woman, or at least I know there was one, and then you have the Microsoft CEO. So look, man, we're trying to take over. But no, that is going to be the new Twitter CEO.
Spying down. Not what we wanted to see there today, guys, at least from the downside.
Not.
I wanted to see a claim into 463s, hold up there so we could get back in the daily range. And instead, we got up there, but didn't hold it. So it looks like we're getting into another sideways period here between 463 and 457. We'll see if we can get it back above there by the end of the day. It is pulling back to these levels. I can see it pulling back towards 458.50s if it really starts to get going here. What's up? What's up? There it is. There's PTPI. Look, it just started going again. It washed me out. It wants to go again, though. Just pushed on up there to 4. Just got on up there towards 405. Trying to clear the 405s and get going here. We'll see if it gets back on up there. I got watched out on this one at 375. We'll see if it gets back on up and starts pushing. Definitely did get a little bit of volume into that push. We'll see if it can hold this 4. It needs to hold that 4, I think, right now for it to get on up there towards the next level.
And remember what we saw the last time on PTPI through 4 here. We saw a huge pull on that. Took us all the way down to 360. So if you are going to trade this and you're going to get some profits, you know, you might want to consider keeping them in there.
Mm-hmm.
Why are Amazon contracts so juiced? Is there something expected from them? Like, dude, the 3800s are $5, or excuse me, $4.50.
Amazon contracts are always expensive.
Yeah, but this much though? I guess it's a Monday, but like, who's expecting the $300 move in a week? I don't know. Maybe I'm just. I don't trade Amazon unless it's a Thursday, Friday. So me looking at it on a Monday is definitely not
good signs. Hey, not good signs.
All
right, key level there. Now you just pull back towards the 390. Does it get back through the 4 here? There's the 402. What you want to see is it show 4 on the bid here. It's at 398. There's 4 on the bid. Now you don't want to see it get to me. I wouldn't want it the bid side. So you guys see here where it says 403 for me. I wouldn't want it to get back to below 4 now. I want it to hold 4 on pullbacks, the bid. And now look for the ask side to expand.
Yeah, and the other thing here is that intraday, your most recent high is 409, right? So if we stay beneath that, you're actually setting a lower high. And that would kind of correspond with the trend down. So if we can snap this, then we can obviously reverse that trend. Let's see what happens. I'm seeing some big size flash here on the sell side. Here we go. Another push down.
Yep. So the definitely the battle of 4 right now, right? See how this battle of 4 goes. All right, can you make the ticker size larger? What do you mean by that?
Can they not see what ticker it is? Is that what they're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I can do a lot of things, but I need a little bit more clarity on what do you mean specifically. Chip Green, let me know. Cameron Dole, it just had a big move. What are you guys looking at out there? It looks like you guys are definitely doing some trades out there, so let me know. All right, Zunaid and Ryan, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping you guys on up. Let me know if you guys want to talk about specific plays that you're looking forward to, maybe towards the rest of the week, or maybe something that you traded today.
You want to go ahead, Ryan?
Sure. So so I basically scalped PTPI for pennies here. That's really it that I've done so far. As for what I'm looking at, a lot of what we talked about, I want to see if we continue to bounce back from the knee-jerk reaction we had from the variant. I personally am putting very little stock in this. COVID is over as far as I'm concerned. So how the market reacts to that is going to be something that I'm monitoring here. Given the Twitter news, I definitely want to see how that stock reacts, especially after it's been opened. To me, that actually might turn into a swing trade. I'll obviously update you guys as that's going on. And then I also want to watch some of those tech names. That's what I've been watching predominantly over the past several years. I'm big into tech. I want to see how Apple trades. I want to see how Amazon trades. I want to see how some of the rest of these names trade. So to me, for today, today is the day I want the board to kind of set up, and we'll try and attack some more trades the rest of the week here.
Yeah, that's a great way to call it, especially with this chop. You're trying to figure out where the market's going to take its direction with all the new stuff in terms of the variant and things like that. PTPI below that $4 trade. NVIDIA, couldn't really hold its levels. We took some profits there. In terms of what I'm looking at next, someone did go ahead and mention AMD. I believe it's still waiting to get over the
AMD. We just got news while I was giving my wrap up there. AMD, Tesla is going to use their chips. So this is causing the stock to spike right now. But again, this is another reason why you kind of want to watch these names here. So let me see if I can pull it up. Tesla moves to AMD chip in the new Model Y in China.
This is a big news there.
Yeah.
I might be grabbing some AMD right now.
Yeah, AMD calls. I'm going to grab the 162.50 calls here. Again, this is a
this
complete
day
YOLO
trade,
as
or
we go
what
ahead.
are you guys thinking here?
For me, I mean, it won't be a day trade unless it completely gets popped, but I am going to try to swing it. A break of low could be for me to get out of here, but I just got filled at 247 on those calls.
One chart that I still will always be like 99, 100. Look at this level here. It was so pretty, guys. Now look at it now. Looks like it wants to get through 160. We'll see if it gets through there today. But definitely good news there for AMD. AMD needed a little support there story-wise. I think this gives it that boost story-wise. Let's see how Tesla's reacting. Nice little pattern. Yeah. Looks like it wants to come back through that 1143s. We'll see if it gets back through there today. All right. ISPC still talked about in the chat. Did we get back up through there? Yeah, it held the 24s, tried to break it multiple times, then reclaimed that 24, now back up through that 2640 into another halt.
But anyway, just getting back to the recap for me, I went ahead and grabbed those AMD calls that we went ahead and talked about just now. So those are up just a little bit, about maybe 5% or so. But I am also in the Roblox what should I grab? 130 calls, paid about $2.94. If it breaks VWAP, I will go ahead and get out. But if the market participates, I expect DAX to go, I expect AMD to work out, and I expect NVIDIA to go ahead and play nice as well with 325 and approaching 326 and beyond. That's it for me.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Like always, thank you guys for coming in here, trading with us. You guys in the chat, let them know by smashing that like button where we at on our like game today. I can't do bad. You know, I'm holding it down. Spencer isn't here today. So I want to make sure that we're hitting numbers that we should be hitting. So definitely smash the like if you guys are enjoying this. Looks like there's only 235 likes. Guys, if you guys want me to stick around past 11, which is in 10 minutes from now, we need 400 likes. So we're going to need a bunch of likes to come on in. You guys smash on up. We'll keep going to 11:30 into Benzinga Live, but you guys need to smash that like and support us. Appreciate you guys like always, Ryan and Zunaid. Appreciate you guys coming on, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, right?
Yep, I'll be around.
Hey, like always, guys, smash that like if you guys want to continue seeing these guys trade live, just like I'm doing here. We're going to continue going. Catching up with the chat. What's up out there? Thanks for covering AMD, Jim says. Yeah, definitely. That was a big News there. I'm looking for a BTTX run, says Alex Sanchez. Easy Mike talking about BLK and bot Faz. I've never heard of Faz, so we'll see what happens. James talking about CrowdStrike trying to put in a floor. We'll see what happens with that one. Alex still talking about ISPC. We'll see how that one keeps moving. Mara for the week says Michael H. So definitely I'll take a look at that. BA, a dip from travel restrictions. Could definitely be happening. Sitting to reload again. Shop, Melly, BNTX. I do like those names, Easy. So definitely we could take a look at some of those. Square for a swing. Yeah, definitely probably moving off to Twitter news. We take a look at that. Ticker is on the background of the chart. Yes, ticker is on the background of that chart. Let me know if you guys can't see it. I'll put the watermark a little bit more here for you. So the watermark here, let's see here. There it is, symbol watermark. I'll make it as legible as possible here. There you go. So you guys should be able to see that ticker name nice and clear now as you guys take a look. I'm taking a look at my Genie. Can it get back up there? Holding the bag in this one, guys. I still got this bagger, and I'm still in it, so we'll see what happens. Macy's long, says somebody. Oof, that's a crazy trade right now. That is pulling back right now. We'll see if this one can catch a bounce there. Looking at Wish, says Gavin. Let's take a look. Wish. Trying to wish upon a dream. Yeah, I think this is still a dream here. Wish hasn't made a move here. We'll see if it can get moving, but definitely it's just been on the decline on the daily. We could put like kind of a line here. We want to see it get back above 410, but for me, this is a no touch right now. Get to that smashing. Yes, Born knows it. If you guys want me to stick around past 11, we need 400 likes. Let's see at where we're at right now. We're at 295, guys. So definitely smash the like. Let's get it on up there. We need about 100 likes more to keep on going here. All right, so taking a look here. What are the ones being mentioned? Thanks. This is a great show. Says Dumb Investing. I appreciate you. Let's keep it going. Let's take a look at Walmart. Matty I says, let's take a look. Walmart. All right, so Walmart's pulling back here towards that 141.90. That was a clear support pushing back there. How's Target doing today? TGT. Target is actually pushing back. This one actually looks better to me than the Walmart chart. It is trying to get back through these levels, so you can maybe use 148 or 246 as your risk. Looking forward to get back towards the 260s. I do like this trade. Walmart is pulling back towards the support, but Target looking strong today. I do like that one a little bit more. Let's keep going. The Zynga, I got you. I hope you enjoyed the change there to the chart there. I left. I thought the stream is over when you said bye. No, Shelly, I don't leave. I just try to get, Ryan and Zunaid on out of here because they got some other things that they work on. Benzinga, I'm here with you guys and we'll stick around. Like always, guys, we're going to keep going into kind of different stocks trading. This is the time where you guys take over. So if you guys got tickers that you guys want me to take a look at, if you guys want to maybe look at a certain sector, an industry, or we'll sometimes bring on traders. That's what I want to bring on, a trader at 11, but I need you guys out there to smash that like if you want to go ahead and get those traders on. That's so much better. Hey, I got you. I'll definitely try my best to keep it as legible as possible for you. Waste management, nice chart on waste management. Let's take a look there. Yeah, it is a nice chart there. Nice little uptrend here. A lot of what you want to see is on the stock is that the trend continues, and that's exactly what you're seeing here. This trend wants to continue holding the pullbacks and pushing through. So to me, as long as it can hold like this 165 on pullbacks, 165.40s, it could push right back on up there and break on out. You could also use this high here that it's trying to hold here, 165.93s. Let's see if that holds and pushes right back on up. Nice 5-minute support there at VWAP. Could push right back up there towards 167.50s. I do like this trade here, and I'd use probably a little bit underneath it here, down towards that 165.45. We'll see if waste management can hold that pullback. Of course, waste management is in industrial sector, so we can take a look at the industrial sector, see what we're seeing on the upside. Waste management is up about 0.99. So let me scoot this a little bit here so we can see kind of some of these changes. And what's been doing well today. RSG is another one you could take a look at. Also trying to find that bounce. WCN, CWST. So there's a couple of stocks here. GFL. You can also look for a bounce here and kind of to fill this gap here would be nice. Pushing on up there through 1390s, getting up there towards, let's say, 40.38. We'll see if this one can find that bottom right here and trend right back on up here to these levels that you kind of see right here. Would like for it to get back on up there. All right, what's going on out there? Traders, definitely smash the like. Let's keep going. NUE is a nice steady day trade, swing trade stock, says Voodoo. It is a nice day trade swing stock. It did get on up there one time, 2 times to turn above that 120s here. I want to see this hold here. So as long as it can hold it within this area, we could test right back on up there. So I'm going to look for that pullback to come into that area, then bounce off of that, come back up there towards the 120s. And this is, of course, a steel play. So keep your eyes on US Steel. You can keep watch. It's actually pulling back right now. So you'd want to see it get back into the uptrend to watch maybe NUE really get that lift right back on up. We'll see if we can get that. PTPI, one of the movers of the day, now starting to get back above 4, has been battling this price point multiple times to get through it. Now we're definitely breaking on through it. It held that pullback to 390. I do like that push now. Let's see if it can get on up there towards the 440s and gets a nice lift. A move from here up towards the high would be about 10%. So let's see if we can get that move through the 410s and up there towards the 440s. All right, let's see if we get the likes that we need to continue going, guys. It's 10:57. We need 400 likes. We're at 325. You guys smash that like. Let's keep going. Twitter unhalted saying someone, we're definitely seeing this push in PTPI. So I'm going to take a look at that. But also Twitter out of the halt there, definitely opening up and moving here. It pulled down towards 47.60s, now up there towards 48.70s. We'll see if this starts ripping on back on up, but definitely Twitter reopening. It's going to be an interesting trade here. Definitely smash the like, guys, if you guys are enjoying us sticking around. Fubo being mentioned by Rags. Fubo is trying to catch a dip there. Not really in favor. Thank you, Darren, for the Twitter unhalted. Appreciate that. All right, let's see where our likes are getting up there. I see them starting to move, but what is going on out there, guys? Smash up. We're at 342. We need to get towards 400 to stick around and bring on a trader. I have him already in the background. I want to bring him on, but I need you guys to do us a favor and definitely smash that like button. Let's go ahead. Let's get those likes on up. If you guys appreciate us doing this absolutely for free every single day, you guys definitely get that like button and press it on up. I know these are the Facebook likes buttons, but I kind of like them. All right, let's go ahead. Where are we at on the like front? We're at 346, 350s now. We need about 50 more likes, guys. If not, I'm going to get on out of here. There's less than a minute left to keep me on. Keep talking some trading. You guys, do us a favor. Smash on up. All right, so when we return, guys, we'll be getting into it with Winter Devon, guys. Yes, we talked last, I think it was 2 weeks ago, that we talked about some Tesla trades. We're going to go ahead and bring on someone that actually day trades Tesla. So if you guys want to talk to him, definitely smash that like. Let's go ahead, get it on up there. When we return, we'll get into that if you guys out there support us by smashing that like button.
I tell all my CEOs, this is a very, very, very important platform. And look, all the other platforms are important too, but you're up there now. You're way up there.
Best investments you can do in your future is actually go and re-educate yourself on credible sites and credible resources like Benzinga. I think you guys have been killing it.
The comment section on this show is remarkable. Like the quality of the combo, and just big shout out to you and your community.
What I love about you guys, you know, you just had all your callers in right then. And it's all about the community here at Benzinga.
All right, traders, let's go ahead. Let's get to it. Let's see how many likes we have now. We're at 361. I'll let you guys sneak on by. I'll bring on Winter. What's going on, man? How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, ready for another day. I'm enjoying at least a little bit better market than we had last Friday. Definitely Friday was not the day we wanted to see, especially getting out of Thanksgiving. So let us know how's your Monday going, and what are you looking forward to the rest of the week?
Yeah, definitely. Last week was a little rough and it was a very choppy week. I always go into like a holiday week with super low expectations. I usually like size down and just trade super light on holiday weeks, just because it seems like there's like much lower volume in the overall market. So this week off to a decent start, up about $210 on the day. I've traded mRNA and Tesla today. So yeah, I like to, come into the week, not really like swinging for the fences, but just trying to, start the week off green to kind of build that cushion. So that way I can go into the rest of the week with a lot more confidence in the other trades that I'm taking. But yeah, today took an L on mRNA. It flushed on me. I was trying to play it for like a gap and go play with that big gap up, and it ended up flushing down on me. So
Yeah, definitely flush down on that one. I can put up the chart, or if you want, you could share that your charts to explain what happened there. But definitely one that was already making a move. I'm kind of annoyed because I was swing trading this one, but sold it early. Definitely sold it a little bit early.
Were you
Got
swinging
it.
shares or options?
Shares. I got into this for the shadow fill, that first gap. So we were looking for that gap to fill. Didn't think it would fill the next gap on up too. So it kind of filled both of those gaps, which was very kind of something that we didn't expect. I actually got into it around the 240s, got out in the 280s, but definitely missed out on like about 100 points. But I don't think I expected it to fill this whole box on up. Definitely a great move from Moderna the last couple of days. Now on up there, but past that, we'll get a little bit of a pullback here.
Yeah, not as quick, that's for sure. Like I was watching those gaps, or I've been watching those gaps for a while now. So when market opened up today and I saw that we were up in that gap zone, I was really excited because this thing was, pre-market was really chopping around between like a previous support / resistance level I had at 358 and 369. It was like chopping below there. And it ended up breaking that 369 right before market open, which kind of messed with my plan a little bit. So when I went ahead and still entered, I sized down a lot. And funny, so I know last time I was on here, I mentioned that I failed market orders. So I accidentally had my order screen set on limit order, and I was trying to get out of this thing on the top because I didn't like how it was wicking around. And when I went to click sell, I had like this pop-up screen and it was like, you had to select your price you want your limit order to be at. And I'm like, oh crap. And it instantly just flushed down on me. So I switched to market quick and quickly got out of that. So it wasn't too bad of a loss, but I just thought that was funny how I had it set on limit trying to get filled at the ask, but yeah.
Definitely, it was one of those moves that moved fast. Now, I do want to call out really quickly while we kind of talk about your trading. I'm going to keep an eye on Twitter for us as we've had that reopen. It looks like we're claimed back above that 49. For me, that 49 on downside, if it can hold that, it looks like it wants to get right back on up and test on up. This is going to be an interesting one, Twitter here. So we'll see how this one continues to move. But you said you also traded Tesla today?
Yeah, I trade Tesla as well. If you want me to share my screen, I can.
Yeah, let's see that. I'll get your screen up there. Boom, okay, you're on up.
Sick. So Tesla was setting up interesting because if you look here, I'll pull up the hourly on the left-hand side. We had this downward resistance here, and we also have this support here at 1060. So in my eyes, going into today, we had two really good setup opportunities, and that was for a break in either direction, break of the support or break of this downward resistance. So coming into today, I just, I marked this high that happened pre-market, which was 1114 there. And I was watching that level, and off the open, we got rejected there pretty heavy off the open. So that confirmed that was a valid resistance. And then this wicked out here, but then we started forming like this downtrend here just for a slight bit. And we bounced right off of VWAP. And I like to enter when, I really like to enter Tesla when I know its direction. So today I knew its direction was going up. It broke that resistance. And then I like for it to pull back. And then I like to enter on the break of the high of the first red candle it made. So within this area, I was watching for the break of the high of this red candle here. So if you chart that out right here, this is where I was looking because I had this 1114 resistance, but a candle hadn't actually closed above that level. So it hadn't officially broken out yet. So when this candle pushed up to that resistance, I entered there and I ended up catching this move here, which was a super nice move. On Tesla there. So at this point, I was down like 200 on the day after the mRNA trade. And then after this trade, I was up about 100 on the day. So I made 300 on that trade. And then as you can see, it started flagging out here. So it flagged here. Tesla flags are weird. They're not like perfect flag patterns that you see like people make graphics of and things like that, and to show you examples, which is great. But Tesla flag patterns are different. They're less picture perfect. They're kind of sloppy in many ways. So you really have to watch volume in the level 2 to make sure you're getting in on the actual break. But we flagged out here, and I entered this, caught that one, and then I entered here as well and caught this break as well. The reason I really like this setup here is because we had this resistance back here. What was that last? That would have been Tuesday or Wednesday, last Wednesday. Yeah. So we caught the break of that as well. But I ended up getting faked out here. So I caught all these good plays, and then I got a heavy fake out right here. I was going to play this flag break right here, and it instantly wicked on me and then went down. But I did like this play because it had higher volume than the rest of that pullback. And then, it was bouncing off this previous resistance and now support. So ended up giving a little profits back on that, but still ended the day green.
Yeah, not bad at all. I mean, you're definitely right. Tesla does have a little bit weird on the flags. So one of the things that I like to use, especially for Tesla, is the 1 hour chart. I feel like the 1 hour chart always is super clean for Tesla. It's my favorite chart for Tesla. It will show you a lot of the times kind of these bigger multi-day flags. And that's kind of like what we've been in recently, at least for me. I'll just throw this chart up so you guys can see what I'm seeing. So to me, that 1 hour chart, just sideways, building up that support underneath it. You could see 1, 2, 3 times trying to break down. A lot of times we get that reversal right there. So it gave us that sign that it was trying to break down, couldn't break down. And when you got that strong reversal sign today, that's how you can day trade Tesla. A lot of what I like to do for if you're trying to day trade Tesla is you're looking at the overall moves, like the hourly, the daily. You're trying to catch the momentum when Tesla makes these daily bars up. On the hourly, you're looking for these big green bars, because when you get those big green bars on Tesla, those are the ones that you can really make your money on, especially in the intraday. So I like that look today. A lot of times when we get these bars, we get this sideways action, and that's why I like the hourly. The hourly to me on Tesla looks really clean, and when you can match the hourly with, let's say, a multi-time frame analysis, like on the 5-minute VWAP bounce you could have been taking here maybe, or the 1 minute, you're getting those flags each time. Hey, that's multi-time frame analysis, and how I like to attack them too. So good trades there on Tesla and Moderna. Let's go ahead and let's take maybe a look at a different trade, maybe something that you're looking at long term. Is there anything that you're looking to see that it can maybe continue in a trend? I know you traded a lot of Tesla and Moderna there, but is there any other stock that you look at consistently?
Yeah, absolutely. I can run through some of them here.
Let's do it. Let's run them.
Yeah. So obviously, so when I'm looking at like building a watch list for what I'm watching every day, or for like yesterday, for example, I sit down for an hour and a half and I just put together like the watch list for the week. I have a large bucket of about 30 stocks that I'm looking at. And my goal is to find 6 of the best setups in there to actually play. So when I'm breaking down or finding the actual plays and setups that I like to look at the daily chart and the hourly chart. Obviously, I was looking at Tesla today. And then another one I was looking at was NVIDIA. I really like NVIDIA. We had this flag back here on the daily, and then it broke out of that and continued up and made new all-time highs. And now we have this resistance here that we've gotten rejected at about 3 times now. So this level is 328.82. And if we can break this level, I am going to look for a continuation up. And there's nothing really in the way of stopping this from it going all the way back up to 346.38. So this is a play that I really like. We also have, a support area here as well. If you come over here, we have like an ascending support here as well. So eventually it's going to have to break one of these directions, but I am long biased on this one. Another, stock I've been watching is obviously mRNA, which we just went over, and Lucid. Lucid has done this before, but it forms like these really tight symmetrical triangles where it just continues to make higher lows and lower highs. And this is one that I'm watching for a similar play that happened back here, where I was watching this symmetrical triangle back here. It broke out and it continued up for a while there. Obviously, there was earnings in that mix, but I still really like this stock. And the options are really good to play on this. They're not too expensive as well if people have smaller accounts and things like that. So yeah, here's just some levels. So what I do is with a symmetrical triangle like this, it's hard to know like if you're catching the actual break, especially when you're looking at the smaller time frames. So I just like to go back a few days and just mark out some of these high of the days. So that way I can use those as my entry points. So this is one I was watching today as well. We did get a fake out here. I was watching this play really closely, but didn't enter. This looked like a really nice setup, but we ended up faking out on this play here. So I am watching Lucid every day pretty much right now. Another one that I don't normally watch a ton that I have on watch right now is Google. Google, and it played out perfectly today. We have this like channel it's in, and we have this ascending support, and we bounced off that support perfectly today. And yeah, we cleared Friday's high. So we bounced off that support perfectly. Now we just have to see, it looks like it's kind of rejecting at that 9 EMA on the daily chart, but a really good setup happened on this today as well. For just a quick scalp is we have this like, we got this really tight range here and we broke out to the upside. And this is a huge move for Google, or not like a huge move, but a huge move on the options. If you can catch even a move like this for the breakout there. And then another stock I watch pretty heavily is Amazon. I got a little disappointed on Amazon when it went up to all-time highs there and then completely flushed back down. But I did catch, this big move here on this day when we were getting really tight within this range here. So I do like to trade Amazon as well. And I do think we're in an interesting place in Amazon right now because we're back in the zone that we were originally bouncing in. So you can see here I have these two levels marked out. And I'm not really looking to trade Amazon until we can break either of these levels. So if we can break, this 3605, I'll look to start seeing patterns to the upside. If we break this 3446 to the downside, I'll start looking for different trades to the downside. But that's pretty much all I have on general watch right now. But this definitely changes every single day. But overall, I mean, the market is definitely trying to figure out where it wants to go from here. We had this big gap up, so we just got to be patient for it to, kind of find a direction again.
Definitely always got to be patient. Patience is what works, guys, especially if you're going to be here every single day. I mean, if we're only going to be here one day, I mean, kind of understand, you're like, I need to get it now. But
Totally.
The object of it is that we're going to be here every single day. So sometimes you're going to have to tell yourself, hey, either I missed the opportunity or I'm going to wait for the opportunity to come versus jumping out of my shoes, trying to grab that opportunity and then realizing, whoa. This is not what I'm good at. This is not where my edge lies. And you get yourself in a world of pain. Definitely, let's get those likes on up. It says IP. IP, definitely get it on up there. Looks like there's some Roblox genius rumors out there. So we could take a look there and see how Roblox is moving. Yeah, it's pushing on up a little bit there. Genius kind of got some volume to get in there, but not much from that. Looks like the news was probably released at 11:05 there. You got a little bit of volume pop, but not much there. Yeah. We would definitely need to see this stock really start moving to even take a look at it. And for me, that would be past it 130s today. We'll see if we get on up there to those levels, but definitely nothing that stands out to me, at least in those two. We'll see what happens. I don't know what the rumors were, Mark. Maybe you could tell us, but we'll see how those continue to move.
What's your favorite stock to trade?
So my favorite stock to trade, I mean, I trade a lot of mid-cap stocks for a while. I was in Genie. I did trade RSI, and I'm wondering if this one starts coming down too. It starts breaking down. I did trade this one from about 1050 up there, and this one is starting to break down, but I do like stocks to trend, and a lot of times I'm looking at mid-caps. Mid-caps are probably my favorite stocks to trade just because a lot of the times I feel like I can get a good amount of share size for the moves. The volatility in there is high. Genius is starting to get a little bit of attention. I'm starting to see it, but nothing much there, guys. I know you guys are watching that. Mara, this is one that I've been trying to pay attention to, what was going to happen in this story. I don't know if you're looking at this story, Winter, but definitely we pulled back, held those 50s multiple times. I'm wondering what really happens from these levels. Do we break down on the downside here? I know Hut is struggling right now too and trying to do the same thing. So a lot of this was all based off of that Mara news. Now the question is, does the SEC find anything in that probe? And if they come out with, let's say, oh no, everything's fine, do we get a monster rip right back on up? That's what I'm waiting for to see. And I traded these on the downside. I made some money on the downside. Doesn't mean I can't trade these back up for the long side now. What are you thinking about Mara in the Bitcoin stocks?
I mean, I'm personally very into crypto, and I love the idea of crypto, and I'm heavily invested in it, and I have been all year. But
nice.
As far as like the actual stocks that follow crypto, I don't like the overall price action on them when trading on like the smaller time frames. But I do like them from a swing trading standpoint with shares, 100%. Mara right now, I mean, it did break a key area from like 57 to 60, and it flushed down below that. And now, you know, it's hanging out at a support area around like $47 to $48. So as long as it can hold that and get above like the 9 on the daily, I think this could totally head up again. But I mean, it really depends where crypto is going to go, right? So like, yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, historically, I know we're supposed to see like a massive bull run after Thanksgiving, and we could definitely see a bull run going into early next year. But I mean, you know how crypto moves. It's so much based off of like news and like current things happening in the world that it's just so volatile. So swings can be crazy.
Definitely, it's going to be crazy. I mean, we saw these stocks change on a dime. And one of the things that concerns me is always whenever the SEC can step in or kind of change your stock in an instant, where it can go from, let's say, being super bullish, where this one was heading. It was looking like it was breaking out here at the 76, heading towards 100. Next thing you know, really bad news changes this stock so quickly. I kind of be careful with stocks like that, even on swing trades. You know, like let's say you swung trade into this move here and you bought off the support. You got in there at 72s. Next thing you know, you're seeing 75s. You're like, I got this. This is going to 100. The very next day, this stock closed to 71, 78. So you got to know your levels and where your risk is going to be, especially with swing trading, because you can get all of a sudden your stock opens up below your risk spot, and then you get yourself in that question, what do I do?
Yeah, totally. What are some of the main things? Because one of my goals for next year is to possibly get back into swing trading, just to do on the side of my scalping and day trading. But what are some of the key things that you like to look at when finding like a good swing setup, like a high probability swing setup?
Great question. You know, one of the things is, as all traders, we're starting to look towards 2022, right? What are we going to do? What are we going to change? What are we going to fix? What did we notice? So one thing that I always notice is when I swing trade, right? Swing trading is going to do a lot to do with rotations of the market. Why? Because sometimes you can even have the best setup, the best looking chart, but what happens when we run into a day like we ran into last week, Friday, right? Or when the coronavirus kind of the news hit, those catalysts change the overall market. The overall market is something what we can't control, right? Now, one thing we can't control is our swing positions, right? And so one of the things that I'm starting to do more of is play the SPY environment into the swing trade. So if for some reason I notice the SPY environment turning around on me, then I need to turn around and sometimes take quick profits. That's what I'm noticing here. A lot of times my profits are more based off the chart than sentiment. But we're getting to that point that we need to know when the rotations happen really quickly. Because if there's anything that I noticed from all my swing trading this year is that there was a lot of times where I had 3, 4, 5, 6 positions all looking towards the upside look. But what ended up happening to me was a market turnaround at that point, and not necessarily my stocks turning around, but the market turning around and causing me to end up break even, stopped out, and then watching the market rise after that. So what needs to, at least from what I'm seeing, is how quickly can I adapt on that rotation when I do see the market pull back and just take what I have, what's given to me, what was given to me in that last ride up in the overall market. So instead of fighting the turnaround that I'm clearly seeing, if I clearly see it, then take the small profits, even if it's, let's say, 7-8%. Normally your trading setups, at least for me, is going to be like either 2.5% risk, 5% risk. And I don't really want to be taking 5% rewards because they're not on that, let's say, the profit to loss ratio of 3-1, which is usually my base. But one thing that you don't want to do is give up that 5%. That's what I'm noticing. And so there's definitely a battle here. It's not perfect. Just like I'm trying to learn, Devin's trying to learn, you guys out there are trying to learn, right? If there was something perfect or an easy way to fix this, I would do it already. But from my study, what I'm starting to get to is I'm going to keep trying to do sector and industry analysis to get me on the right seasonality and cyclical trade. I want to be on that right herd, that right swing trade, and I want to be looking forward a little bit. That's when I do the best. When I was looking forward at the gambling industry, going into the NFL season. Then as we were going into the winter, I was looking for solar to play into some stocks, and those actually did make a move. So these kind of cyclical seasonal moves, I think, are the best to go after because you're going to be able to diversify within a basket and swing trade a basket versus swing trade one stock. That's what I'm going to be trying to do more often next year, is really swing trade those baskets, maybe pick 5 of 10 names that I think are the best in that industry and swing that industry necessarily, not necessarily swinging that one stock. So those are the battles right now. And I mean, there's no perfect way of doing this, right? I mean, at the end of the day, there's so many different strategies out there that you can follow. But one of the things that can hurt you the most in swing trading is those market rotations. So that's what I'm going to try to improve on in 2022.
Nice. That's good. Yeah, I've definitely heard that, like the importance of trading what's actually strong. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So when I look back, and you definitely see it, one thing that you can see in swing trading a lot is that you're going to have losers. So swing traders, sometimes people think that they're like, let's say 80% accurate, 70% accurate strategies. I'll tell you right now, swing trading, a lot, at least from what I've seen, they're probably going to be even maybe less than 50% accurate.
Dang.
But what does that do is they're really easy on cutting the losers, because if they look back at 100 trades that they made, the last 100 trades in the last year, if I look back at it and I focus in, I realize that every time I lost, if you just cut it small, you're going to be into the green. If you could follow that strategy and you look back at your data, you'll see that. And that's why you want to be able to cut really quickly as a swing trader. I think you need to be able to let those positions that you call good, like you did a good pick and it went well for you. We all know how that is. It's probability going in your favor, and you let those trades work. Let those trades get you that sweet spot that you see in your data. Also, for me, that's 20 to 30%. So somewhere in between there, if I get it, let's say 22%, and I don't see just an amazing catalyst coming into play or the market just ripping, take it off. Don't even ask questions. You got to that spot. That's your sweet spot. Complete trade. Pat yourself on the back. Get to the next one. Get to the next one. If you always have that next one mentality, you're not going to focus so much on that past trade. It's okay. Let it go. Even if you have to let go, let's say 55 or 60% of those trades, it's going to be a lot better for you to keep playing the opportunity game versus the all-in-one game, which is what we see a lot out there right now, right, Devin?
Yeah.
A lot of people are doing that all-in, all-out type of method.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, we want to keep battling, right? I mean, at the end of the day, swing trading is definitely difficult. Also, understand your time horizon is very important, because like you're trading the 1 minute sometimes and you trade those quick bull flags. There's a difference if you're looking at deeper time frames, right? And so always understanding how you want to trade. If you're looking at the 1 minute, your trades probably shouldn't last longer than, I would say, 15 minutes max, maybe, because your time horizon is so small. And so you're looking for those quick trades. If your time horizon is a little bit bigger, you can give that trade more time to work. That's how traders work. The ones that do weekly trades, they give themselves a week sometimes for that trade to get into their favor. If they're doing daily, sometimes it's 2 days to get into a daily. And so that's the same thing you want to be looking at. Understand your time horizon is so important for any trader, whether you're swing, day trader, or long-term investor.
Totally. That's really good. Yeah, I'll let you know how it goes or when I get into it.
Yeah,
like
dude,
I said, I started out as a swing trader like 4 years ago. That's what I started as, was a swing trader.
Hey,
but
let us know how it's going. Let us know the journey, some wins, some losses. We can all learn from each other. And there's one thing that there's no perfect way. If there was a perfect way, trust me, it'd be out there and it'd be sold to everybody, but there isn't. So it's about learning how you trade, your personality, going back and looking at your data, and then mastering the best to your abilities, which is what everybody needs to do, right? We need to master our own abilities, and then we want to be at that top of that game. If you get to that top of that game, you notice you can't be profitable, then maybe we look for another business. But if we can get to our top game, realize we're executing and we're following that system and we're seeing that profitability, that's how we become full-time traders. And it's not something that's simple. And out there, I definitely would say that, a lot of traders run into that battle of there's some consistency. Then there's the wave, the down wave. They can't control those down waves, so they can't keep themselves in the profitability area. So you have to learn how to balance those out. I call them the waves of trading, because there's definitely waves to this game. So it looks like, Devin, you're getting through the waves right now and looking to increase those waves, try to get those waves on the upside. So I look forward to hearing your journey. That's why we bring you on here to live trading, is to hear other traders' journey, because that's what it's about. So power to you, man. And it looks like the chat definitely supporting you. My Point Blue saying what's up, and definitely a lot of people in the chat recognizing you from last time. So
I love it.
Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, of course. I think since I started trading, I've had a lot of those waves, and every time you start making money, you're like, oh, I got this figured out. This is like, I'm rolling. And then you take one big loss, you let something get away from you, and then you're back in that down wave for the next few months, right? And you will know when you're actually like becoming a successful trader when you can take a big loss and bounce back from that loss and not let it mess with your head and let that just spiral. Because we've all done that, where we just let one single loss just spiral our whole account, especially early on. And it was on Friday, actually, I took a $1,200 loss on Amazon. I got faked out. I totally bought calls at the peak, and it literally just tanked on me right away. And we know how Amazon contracts move. And I exit that trade, and I'm like, okay, let's keep a level head. I'll give you one, I told myself, I'll give myself one more trade today, and we're going to size down, and we're going to make sure it's a perfect A+ setup, because I've been here before where I take a big loss and I instantly start jumping into things, trying to make back that loss. And that's the worst thing you can do. And I ended up catching, a perfect A+ setup on mRNA on Friday and made back $900 of that loss. So ended the day with a very small loss, only down $300. So in 2 years ago, that $1,200 loss would have turned into who knows what, a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 loss. So I think it's important to have rules and to stick to them. And I think it's important just to keep a level head and not just start pushing buttons on your computer when things start to not go in your direction.
Yeah, no, it's very easy, and you know, one of the things is as a person, and this is not only in trading, right? We're always going to run into tough situations in our lives. It's how we react from those moments that make us, not that we got into that situation. So you're going to run into these moments as a day trader, swing trader, and investor where you have to go ahead and make the hard cut, which is determining, yes, this is going against everything I know. And because of that, I'm going to cut it. It doesn't matter. I got to cut it because that's the move there. And it's painful because you look back and you realize usually you weren't in the zone before that trade. And so this is why I always talk about Mark Douglas is in the zone and trying to feel like how your execution is going at that moment. You have to know how you're trading at that moment, because if you don't notice, or let's say you notice yourself slipping in your focus, maybe you're trading at the open, yet you're thinking about what you're doing after the close or what you're going to do for lunch or something like that. Maybe you're not on the top of your zone. And because of that, we make slips of judgments. So we can only stay in the zone for so long. That's another thing. I mean, no one can stay in the zone 100% of the time. So you have to catch those moments. Those are the moments like we talked about last time you were on, Devin, about knowing when to push that gas pedal and when to hit that brake. Because if you can catch yourself in your execution and how you're trading, your own personality, how your focus is, your zone, then you can slow the brake pedal down and hit the brake a little bit. Be like, oh, I'm noticing I'm not as hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not as hot right now. I need to slow it down, hold it back a little bit. And then when I notice my trading come back, release that brake and have the ability to trust my system because I was patient during that downturn. Now let's gun it. Let's gun it and let's make some money. And as a trader, we also need to be able to make that decision, right? Its decision also is to hold money and also when to gas it and believe in your own ability, believe in your system, and believe in your execution, and that you're in the zone. And if you see yourself in that zone, it's time, baby. Let's go press that gas.
The best way to get into that zone is to watch Benzinga before market open.
Hey, appreciate it, winner. You know, one of the things is, Devin, I don't know if you watch pre-market prep every single day, but definitely those guys, Dennis, Dick, Joel, they get you ready, get you calm, focus on the markets. Dennis will definitely get you a little bit straight-headed, and then Joel will definitely keep you if you're leaning on one side. So appreciate you coming on, Devin. We'll bring you back.
Totally, yeah. I appreciate having me on. This is fun. I'd love to come back on. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, you guys can shoot me a message. That tag right there is just my Instagram. So you guys can shoot me a DM if you have any like questions or want me to like take a look at a stock or anything. I'm more than happy to help anyone. So,
hey, well, thank you, Devin. We'll have you definitely back. All right, guys, that is for our trader of the day there. We're going to try to do this on a daily basis. So if you guys out there, if you guys want to talk about your trading, things are going well, things are going bad, you want to talk about your strategy, reach out to me. You can reach out to me on my Twitter at Story Investors, or you can reach out to me at Mitch@benzinga.com, and we'll go ahead and bring you on, tell your story, and talk about your journey, because no one has the 100% way of trading. That's what I always state on this show. And if you guys ever hear that, you know, Mitchy Mitch over here, Money Mitch, is saying that he has it right, tell me. No one has it 100, and that's what it's all about. Appreciate you coming on, Devin. Thank you for joining us. Definitely smash the thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this, talking about some more psychology and how we take the trades and the back talk. We got about 10 minutes left to Benzinga Live. We got over 392 likes. Can we get to 400? I need 8 more today, guys, to hit my goal. I would appreciate you guys smashing that like button as we get on out of here. Let's take a review of the overall market. What did we see today? And what types of moves were out there? SPY still going sideways here. So we're going sideways in the SPY for about a couple hours now. If you look here at the 15-minute, we're bounced back up, holding up here towards this 463. That's where I wanted us to close on the day. So this is a good sign. As long as we can hold above this 463.50s, I'm going to be looking for some upside move now. as we're finally getting that move that I drew out the circle for, which was up in this area and extending on up. We'll see if the SPY can continue making that move. Q's looking good here, pushing on up there. I talked about a move towards potentially 400 today. That's what I'm going to be looking for, is if we could close the day up there by that 400, we're going to be looking good for a bounce back. And then we'll just look for it to hold this low here. As long as these kind of candles are holding down here towards 392, we should be looking good to take out that 400. We'll see if we can get that lift on up. Big mover today, starting to get another lift here. BFRI here tried to break down through the VWAP multiple times, held sideways here on the VWAP, then reclaimed it, just spiked up there from 850 to 950 and halting. This is one that we talked about here early on this first halt, going sideways here, getting that next halt on up. BFRI. PTPI is another one that we traded today. Big mover, was trying to get back above 4 multiple times, did finally get above 4, but then not holding this VWAP here. I would take a look at a 15-minute chart or even an hourly chart now. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at that. Let's delete these drawings and see how we saw it on the day. So if we take a look here, sideways action here on the trend line, we're going to draw a support here at the 333, and then we're going to also draw support on this body close at this 350. Let's go in a little bit closer here, 15-minute chart. Now we can see a little bit clearer that we've tried to get above this multiple times, came back towards this 333s, and now we're trying to hold up here above VWAP, get above those 410s, and get to the 450 area. We'll see if these can get that lift. 5-minute chart has a nice hold here above VWAP. Let's see if it holds this and tries up there towards 420 one more time. We'll see if this can make that lift and get on up there. I do see 3 lifts, a hold of support here by the 367. We want to see a breakout here through the 4s. Let's see if we get that lift and a continued move. ISPC is another one that made a huge move today, guys. This one was a multi-gapper, and this one actually halted multiple times. Halted, I think, what we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4 halts here on ISPC, trading up there by 26, holding pullbacks right now to 24. We'll see if this one gets back towards 2850s. Big mover up to date, ISPC. BFRI stopped. Hey, well, yeah, that one's halted. It's halted right now at 957. That one did halt up. SPY starting to push back up. I like those levels that the SPY is starting to hold, so that's a good sign for us. Yes, I did, baby. All right, let's keep going. If you guys got a trade you guys want to call out, definitely call it out. We're going to be getting on out of here in about 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and start wrapping on up. All right, so ISPC going sideways there. Let's take a look at AMD. I know that one was pushing on up before with the news. This one looks like it wants to continue moving on up there to the 160s. We talked about it. AMD with news on Tesla also. So getting a nice lift there. This is the candle that started that news right here. So we're getting through that high now. So you can take a look at that high. You want it to hold on any pullbacks. That's 158.70. Let's see if we can get back on up there through the 160s and start pushing on up. Twitter catching some support there all the way down towards 46.78. This one pulled back massively. Let's see if it comes back up here towards 49.50s now and catches that support at 46.78. You can see that support here. Nice bottoming action on the 5-minute. You can hold towards that low. Let's see if it gets pushing back up. NVIDIA pushing also. Let's take a look here. NVIDIA, yes, nice lift on NVIDIA. Looks like we're getting a good tech push today, guys. So look for that AMD move to continue. You could also take a look at maybe, let's say, MU to get strong today, AMAT to get strong today. Look at that. That's looking good too. AMD, looks like we're getting that lift. Let's see if we get that continued push to 160. All right, what's going on out there? How are we doing out there, traders? Let's keep battling here as we keep going. All right, catching up with the chat. What's up? What's up? Did you talk about PFE already? I'll cover that one for you. All right, so PFE, Pfizer coming down there towards 54. Looks like it's just on an hourly pullback. I would take a look at the hourly chart. It doesn't look bad on the hourly chart. You're coming back towards support right here. You could find support at 53.81s. Get back on up there. Looks like you had one chance, two chance, three chances to make a new high. Look for it to come back up there and rip out when it gets back up there. Would look for a 5-minute low here to start holding support near that 53.81. So let it get below that 54. It went below there already twice. Let it go there one more time and create that nice bottoming action for you. Then look for that reversal back up. PFE looking good. Money time. It's money time. Yes, you know it. Let's keep it going, guys. All right, guys, definitely around the time where it's about to get on out of here, I'm going to keep battling like always, guys. I've been in a bag myself. I'm trying to have some diamond hands. Yes, I said it. I need some diamond hands out here, guys. So we'll see if we can continue holding Genie. I've been in that one, looking for it to push on up there, getting towards 10.04. I need to push towards 11 at least so I can go ahead and get out of this trade, manage it the right way. We'll see if we get on out of there. SPY starting to push back. Also, we're going to look to see it continue the move today. But definitely SPY starting to push, looking strong here. A nice reversal. Qs also looking strong, starting to push on up. Let's look at the sectors one last time. Sectors today leading us. Utilities up 0.49%. So let's take a look at Duke. Duke is one that I would definitely take a look at. I like that daily candle that we just put in there, so we could hold towards 99.50s. Look for a push back above 100 on Duke. This is what I talk about with cyclical plays. For me, energy is one of those plays going into the end of the year that you can take a look for it being cyclical or seasonal. And we'll see if it can find that bottom here at this 98.32. Get back on up here. So I would look for it to start doing a breakout towards this area, 106, 105s. Let's see if we get that move. And Duke, POR is another one that I keep on watch. Portland General Electric. I do like these levels right now that we're trying to hold. So what I would do is I would hold towards 49.35. I'd look for the breakout to get up here towards 52s. Let's see if that POR can make that breakout in the next couple of days. And of course, these are utility plays, so keep these on watch. Technology also in the green from the open, so looking good in that sector. Of course, semiconductors doing well today. You had a couple of them doing really well. On semiconductors stock looking great, starting to push on up there. Daily chart has it pushing back there. ADI pushing back. TSM having a good day. MU having a good day. We'll look to see if AMB can continue driving after that news of Tesla. Looks like it's holding right now. We want it to completely hold VWAP for sure. 158.37s and continue its trend on up. Consumer defensives pulling back a little bit there. These are like kind of like your KRs, your Costco, starting to pull back a little bit. Costco actually having a good time right now. Look at this chart on Costco, man. What a move. So that's why I would be looking at Target to have a good day today. It is still having a good day, pushing up there towards the 250s. Found a nice VWAP bounce on the 15-minute, looking strong there towards the 250. Let's see if we get a Walmart reversal here from the bottom. I'll look for that. Wayfair is still strong. Turning around a little bit there. I'll look to find a bid in Wayfair, getting back up there towards the 280s for the end of the year run. Do we get that end of the year run? That's the question. Let's take a look at Hilton. Hilton bouncing back there, not getting up all the way to close the gap there. So, of course, a decent day for them, bouncing back, but not getting all the way up there. So we'll see what happens with these. AAL, let's take a look at the airlines. Airlines are still fighting down, guys. It's just not getting the love that they need to get them out of these trends. All right, guys, it's going to do it for me. I'm at 11:46. I did overtime. I've been on since probably 7 in the morning, guys, trying to get ready for you guys out there. So do me the favor, smash that like button down below, hit the subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Live Trading with Benzinga. Like always, guys, I'm going to keep battling. We got the Hoke Zunaid out there. We're going to keep doing this. Like always, guys, smash that like, support us as we support you guys out there. All right, that's going to do it for me. Up next, you got Benzinga Live. Stick around, guys. Got a great show.